And welcome everybody. I don't know if I'm whispering or talking right now, so hopefully I'm at a good level on my mic. And no, I'm not late. It is exactly 12, Cyber. Anyways, welcome everybody to the Phantom Zone. It is I, General Zod, and I'm coming to you live for a special night because tonight I'm just gonna bullshit with you guys. So, what's up, PB?
Well, it's a good thing that you told us not to be late.
So, anyways,
Correct?
tonight, yes, absolutely. I was actually on time.
I see that going by the fact that it's 12:01 and you've been live for over a minute.
I know, I'm trying
I'm
something new.
sorry it took me so long to sign in.
Yeah, you were saying you were having problems, and tonight is a special night because tonight we're just gonna shoot the shit because news is slow apparently. Went to the feeds and I saw nothing that was really interesting. So tonight, I think we're going to kind of start with some leading stuff that I had, which is the two trailers that I've missed because I've been gone for the holidays and taking care of some personal matters. And we're going to go into those, and then we're going to let you guys, the audience, throw out some topics that you want us to talk about. Nothing too ridiculous,
Oh,
but
damn. Dangerous. That's dangerous.
I know. We'll just plug this as like a fans show because you know we get a lot of
Husky,
people.
Husky, I understand that you as a dog don't like being put in a trailer, but the Black Widow trailer is not lame.
So we're gonna actually get to that. First, let me just address the people who are already in the chat. We've had Matt's Mama Bear here,
Yeah, let's
Tommy,
do that.
Biden, Cyber, and Generations Production, and Moira dropping in. Welcome everybody. Um,
What is up, everybody? Meow.
so before we get into the Black Widow trailer, which I've got my own feelings on that, and it's because I saw the James Bond trailer first. Did you get a chance to see the new James Bond trailer?
There's a new James Bond trailer.
Oh, yes. You know how we had all those fears, how
For
I've been
what?
covering going the woman power direction? Uh, so
No. For what James Bond movie? When is this supposed to come out?
it's supposed to come out in 2020. It's No Time to Die. It's Daniel Craig's last James Bond.
Okay.
So I was watching the trailer, and our predictions were correct. Right in the beginning, they say James Bond has, and I'm doing air quotes, retired, and there's a new double O agent. Guess who the new agent is?
A black chick.
The black chick from Captain Marvel. So apparently she has taken over the Covenant position of OO, and there's a great scene in the trailer where her and Bond are going like meeting for the first time because I guess they have to go and get him
I
back
don't think
because
you're
this dude.
using the word great properly.
No, I'm not. I'm using it very satirical. Uh, so they're in this club, and there's this scene with that chick and Bond, and she's like, "If you get in my way, I'll kill you." And I'm sitting here watching, going, "Nope, I was wrong. I tried to defend it, but it is apparently going in that direction. It's going.
Would you? I heard you just get a notification, guy. I heard the buzzing.
Yeah, yeah. I ignored it.
Turn the buzzing off.
Unfortunately, I can't. So,
Moira says she is a badass chick at least. Better than any of the chick from Charlie's Angels. I
uh,
mean, I wouldn't know. I would assume so from what I saw in the Charlie's Angels trailers and from what I've seen of the people that are in Charlie's Angels from the other movies they've done. Yeah, I had no faith in that movie, and I'm never going to waste my time on it. But I'm definitely not seeing a James Bond movie where they turn James Bond into Jamie Bond. What the fuck?
hold on one second.
Hold on to what for 1 second? Hold on to my what? Grasp of the audience? Sure, you got it.
No, so yeah, here's the thing. I've heard everyone say, well, at least it's not like the girls from James Bond, but here's the thing, people forget. There's only one movie I've seen her do, and that is Captain Marvel. Um, and she was the worst part of Captain Marvel. So I'm not really sold
What?
on yeah,
You
that's
saying that Monica Rambeau, or yeah, she was Monica Rambeau, right?
Numbo. Yep.
She was the worst part of Captain Marvel?
Oh yeah, by far.
Yeah, the worst part of Captain Marvel was Captain Marvel,
No, at least Captain Marvel
which is
had
disappointing.
yeah,
No,
yeah.
they put her in too much. No, I would agree with you, except if they would have had Brie Larson in the movie as much as the black chick was in the movie, then I could agree with you. But they put her in too much of the movie. And they were like, hey, we don't want you to change your expression except when you're yelling at aliens.
uh, but here's the thing. I don't think that she has enough of a resume now. If Perp knows the actress, which is why I asked him to be on time because he could give us the other stuff we haven't seen that she's been in. But I personally haven't seen her in enough stuff to be sold as a female Bond. I mean, every Bond has their own movie to prove themselves or whatever else, but she's not even in a solo movie. She is taking the role of James Bond from Daniel Craig, but Daniel Craig is in the movie. So I'm confused as what they're trying to do, if they're passing the torch, if MI6 is just going to go, the female representation route. That's going to be interesting to see overall who they're going to pick for the next Bond. Oh boy.
Um, a woman can't be Bond. And like Generation Productions said, so she starts off as a 00 200 with a 7 at the front. LOL jokes.
GP, that was a great joke. Great joke indeed. But yeah, I mean, the whole thing to that part is Remy Malik is in it, and I like Remy Malik. He's in the show Mr. Robot. He was in Bohemian Rhapsody. He's a good actor. I think that he does a good job, or he'll do a good job as a villain. Just from what I saw in the trailer, he was the most intriguing part of that whole trailer. But the rest of it for me was just like, wow, they're really going this route. Um, Everyone who argued with me was right. And I feel like an idiot because I defended this thing and I was like, no, no, come on now. They won't do it. It's a British franchise. They're not gonna sabotage themselves.
This is the
They
first time
know.
you felt like an idiot. I feel like you're underselling this. This is not the first time you've been wrong.
See, Perp, you're saying all this stuff in the chat, but you're not here. So maybe you should pop
I
on and
don't
give
know
your.
why he's not here. Did you send Stig the link?
Let us see. Hopefully I don't press back on.
Your silence tells me that you did not send him the link at all.
Hold on,
Considering earlier he said, if I am to be on, I need to get a link, Zod.
all right, hold on a second. Can you hear me now?
I have to try and read it a proper way. I could hear you I didn't know there was a point where I couldn't hear you.
Oh, sometimes when I switch between my apps because it's my phone, it just the sound cuts out. I don't know why. Technology.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I get
But
what you're
anyway,
saying. Sometimes the yard is a little finicky when you're going between your browser and Twitter.
um, you know, fair enough. Fair enough. Perp.
That's hilarious. Hello
So,
there, Stig.
Hello there.
so I mean, this
Yeah,
is what.
I'm glad you
I
could
woke. I
join
woke
us.
up to. I woke up to being tagged, and I was like, okay, I'm awake. I can pop on today. So here I am.
Ah,
See,
excellent.
the greatest thing for me is Purpose defending this girl from what I'm gathering from his comments, but then he put Bond as trash. Perp, you're a very
What?
conflicted individual.
Maybe he
He
only
did
likes
not
the girl.
defend the girl. He said, I thought
No,
he
because
said that he didn't know anything of this girl.
he said, I know nothing about that woman. Zod, assuming again. Oh, that
Yeah,
was
how
my
is that
bad.
him defending her?
Sounds like a preemptive Me Too excuse.
Uh, no, yeah, that was, uh, I thought, Perp would know because I thought we've talked about this before and he mentioned something about the person, but it could have been someone else. I've had a long week. So,
Oh,
but
you thought it was the other black chick. What a racist. They all
There
look
are
the
two.
same to you.
This is getting out of hand. Now there are more than one.
oh, oh God, YouTube's gonna pull me down. He'll be like, we've found another one. Copa's gonna come. Copa. We can talk about
No, that's
that too.
about children.
Yeah,
It just
that's
has
what
to
I
do with
hear.
children. That has nothing to do with colors.
No, Perp, don't you go gaslighting this.
We have an
uh,
Australian listening to us.
Perp
yes, all
isn't
the way.
black. Yeah, he's purple. You're not
Yeah, I
fooling me,
don't see any black, just purple.
Yeah, it's
His
purple.
back, I mean, his silhouette is black, but his
Yeah,
question mark is purple.
yeah.
So, Stig, have you watched the Bond movies?
Oh, this summer
What?
I bought the whole collection on Blu-ray.
Nice, nice. So,
Yeah.
a fellow Bond fan. And
Oh,
did you
I've been
see
a
the new
Bond fan
trailer?
since I was a kid.
Did you see the new
Uh,
I
trailer?
swear to God, he told you this, Zod.
You
I
know,
I don't know if I told him. So 2 against 1,
No,
PB.
I mean not like outright, but I feel like in conversation it's come up that he should have been able to gather it at some point in the past. But maybe I'm overestimating a villain.
yeah, come on. I keep my plans simple.
Hmm. But yes, I like
Anyway,
James Bond. Timothy Dalton is my favorite, but
Oh, yes.
I admit that Sean Connery had the
yeah,
better movies.
So, did you catch the new trailer?
okay.
Uh, I just glimpsed at it. I'm not gonna watch it because of that damn Me Too feminist crap.
Yeah, so you saw that too. Did you s-
Yeah,
did you watch enough of it where she was like, if you get in my way, I'll kill you. And I'm like, bitch, you just became a double O something like 5 minutes ago. and you're gonna talk to a man who faked his death twice, not
Yeah,
once but
she
twice.
has license to kill, not license to killing spree for people she doesn't like.
It's like I was like, oh God, it's happening. It's my nightmare is happening. I can't have a franchise. Apparently, it's just I, I'm I'm not allowed to have a franchise. I literally have been watching old shit to do my Zod picks, and
You'll always have your Twilight, Zod. They'll never Me Too your Twilight.
they can't me to Twilight because it's so terrible.
They're doing the same with the Witcher.
See, I
What?
don't I
Really?
didn't see
Yep.
I haven't seen
Oh
enough
man, I thought
from
that
what I've seen in
like
the
I saw
trailer.
the short commercial for it.
They're turning the females into the main characters, which, or rather, the main focus of the story, which is not the story of the books. And they've diversified every place in it, so to cater to American audiences. So basically, they've turned a fictional medieval Poland into New York, 2019.
Which that's
Right,
asinine to
because
me.
it's supposed to be essentially a bunch of white people for the most part, but now
No,
it's going to be all kinds of people.
all kinds of people everywhere. But in the books, you have different cultures, right? Different people. Some are black, some are white. That's going to blur
Right.
away now because it's no biggie. They just mixed everything,
Oh, okay, I
which
get what you're saying.
means which means the Witcher universe got less unique, right? Because it's just like
Right, it
everything
got
else.
way less interesting.
Yeah, I mean, there's no big deal if they run into a Cercanian, as they're called, which are black people, have a kick-ass culture. It's no big deal when they run into them because they're everywhere anyway, right?
Whoa,
Stuff
Yep.
like stuff like that. Oh, and one of the writers had a basher of the patriarchy on her Twitter profile, so good sign.
oh
Oh
God.
shit.
Oh yeah,
You know, this is why I canceled Netflix was because like they're pretty bad, and I started noticing it early. Now they do come out with gems that I have to watch on Unicorn's
Wait, by
Netflix.
cancel Netflix you mean have your mother pay for it instead because she said she wanted to keep it?
is that what you're saying, Sod?
Yeah, my personal subscription is canceled.
PB is extra sharp today.
Uh-huh, okay.
Yeah,
He's
I'm
having a
not
good
giving them
day.
money.
This is
I know
this is
PB is just on the ball tonight.
yeah. This is gonna be PB's great day. I'm calling it now. He's on a roll.
Oh jeez.
Sure, now hold up the whole
Yeah.
Okay,
show
I'll try.
Now
No
he has
pressure.
while I
pressure, so
drink
he's
this
gonna
beer.
screw up.
Right?
God, it feels good to be back on. Really quick, just so everyone knows, because I like to interact with the fans and let you know a little bit about what's going on inside world. I had some family get together, some things with my daughter. She's getting older, so if you see me disappear for a little bit or cancel some things, it's because she's coming to 13 and she's
It's
like,
because his
Dad,
daughter
I
finally
gotta spend
decided to
time with you.
take an afternoon to spend time with her dad because she ran out of friends to spend time with. We get it.
Oh no, I'm doing it now before she has lots of friends and goes, yeah, Dad, I don't need to see you this weekend.
People do
I'm gonna
not
go
get
to the
more
mall.
friends over time.
The kids
Well,
get
I
friends in
don't
high
believe that for a
school.
second. No. I said more friends over time. When you're in elementary, you're friends with almost everybody, and then when you're in junior high, you're friends with a little less people. And when you're in high school, even less people. And once you're out of high school, you're only friends with the few people that you still talk to on, the every day or every week or every month type of schedule.
I'm
Like, you
friends
do not
with
make more friends. Yeah,
I'm friends with all of my elementary school friends still.
yeah, but you're from some weird European country.
No, I'm nice.
That could be it, PB. We're assholes, apparently.
Burger
I
dripping
guess. I mean,
capitalistic American swines. That's the term.
that's I will never give up my burgers or my swine or my
Oh no,
cats.
I just had a
I
burger
gotta keep
tonight.
the sun out of my eyes, damn it.
Hey, I had mac and cheese for the very first time in my life yesterday.
Oh, how was that
Like
You
for you?
homemade or
you've never had mac and cheese, Zod?
No, there's PB was just getting into it. There's made mac and cheese, and then there's the you get it
Oh,
from
it
a
wasn't
store.
a box. You just boiled the macaroni and
yeah, you're
added the
talking like
cheese.
Kraft mac and cheese.
I think so.
You added the cheese powder,
No, it was a cheese goo.
right?
Yeah,
Oh, you had like the shells and cheese style. Okay.
it was
See,
cheddar.
that's a piece of information that's important because you got the cheese sauce that came in the packet, right?
Yeah, like a silvery little bag.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's the good stuff. That's the high class mac and cheese right there.
Mm.
And
I
welcome, Wookiee
I
supremacy.
I liked it.
So,
Oh,
all
good.
right.
I mean, I like that stuff too. Big fan.
So swinging back around to the topic, even though I am definitely
Yeah, they
happy.
need to put more mac and cheese into James Bond. I agree.
So then we're all in agreement. This will look like crap
Is that
now.
not how you were going to connect it?
You know what? I let you make the cheese connections. I
You know
don't have.
how you do it? Speaking of cheesy, and then you.
Ah, that's a
There
good.
you go. That was a good one.
Okay, so we can all assume Bond is going woke. Now, Black Widow trailer. I want to get your guys' thoughts because I have my own very strong opinions, but keep in mind I had watched the James Bond trailer first, so I was pretty salty when I watched Black Widow. So,
You were
uh,
biased.
Well,
yeah, a
what does
bit.
Black Widow have to do with James Bond?
I will tell you my connection as soon as I get your guys' ideas. Maybe some clarity will come in it. PB, what did you think of it?
I thought it was pretty good. It didn't make me think that Phase 4 of Marvel looks woke at all. You got women fighting women, women fighting men. Looks like they're trying to tell a story. I'm just gotta sit here with my fingers crossed that we're gonna get something in fucking Budapest.
I wanted the subtitle to be Budapest because that would have made me feel a little bit easier. And then, like, you know, have like some kind of surprise cameo, like, oh, Hawkeye's in it, but they don't show him in the promotions. And then you're like, oh, this is the Budapest mission. Or just do Black Widow, right? And they don't tell you where it's set.
Here's
And then,
a
oh,
connection though. Both have twats in the lead.
Apparently.
so, Stig, what do you think? Did you see the new Black Widow?
Yeah, I watched it. I thought it looked entertaining. Didn't see anything wrong with it. Parts of it was filmed near where I live, actually. That's pretty cool.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'm I've had my fill of superhero movies though, so I'm gonna catch this on some streaming service. I'm not gonna watch it in the cinema. But that's not because it's Black Widow or anything. It's just because it's a superhero movie.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I would assume that I'm probably going to go watch it in the theater so that I can see it in 3D, especially after seeing some of the stuff that they showed in the trailer. I mean, you're going to have an entire scene of them, I don't know, doing some fancy skydive. I don't know exactly what was going on in that scene, what they were jumping off of and what they were landing on.
Probably jumping
I
off
would
of a
have to
plane and
watch it
landing on the
again
ground.
to. Well, I don't know. Maybe they were landing on some freaking aircraft carrier.
Hmm.
You never know. You never know with these people. They also could have cut it together where you're seeing a different landing from a different scene. You never know.
Maybe they never
They're good
land.
at splicing stuff together. I mean, I didn't see anything in the trailer that would make me think it's false. Like when you saw an Endgame trailer and you went, wow, it really seems like something's missing. And sure enough, that's where Pepper Potts was supposed to be standing. Like it was pretty obvious there was supposed to be somebody standing in that gap, and that's where she was. I didn't notice anything in the Black Widow trailer that you would go, wow, why does it seem like there's a bunch of negative space right here?
Yeah.
Corporal, welcome. We're at 15 people. Welcome, everybody. Just want to say, if you like what we're talking about so far, which is the trailers for Black Widow and James Bond, hit that like button. And if you're just happen to be new, hit that subscribe button. Thank you
You've
very much.
landed in the right place.
Oh, nice.
Exactly.
Yeah, my feelings were, and maybe I'm just nitpicking because I was so pissy after seeing the James Bond, but I don't like how the villain looks. That's that villain is pretty badass looking. Oh God, I know PB is gonna berate me, but in the comics, and normally Marvel's pretty good at translating the villains, and I did not like his outfit whatsoever. And my other thing is, I want this to be in Budapest. Is it too much to have? We're not going to get Black Widow again, right? I'm going to assume this is her one contractually obligated film that she's going to get. So I want to know the fucking Budapest story. Like, I want all questions answered before, Johansson goes off and does whatever it is she does after.
Maybe they are saving it
The
for
only
Disney
way I
Plus.
think, I mean, that's possible. The only way I think that we could get another Black Widow movie is if this one does way better than what they think, and they go, hey, let's just tell another one of these stories that are, out of place, out of time, set in whatever year they want to pick. It doesn't even have to follow before or after this specific one. It could come before, it could come after. It doesn't matter. They could just pick a time, tell a story. Be like, yeah, we made $1.5 billion in a Black Widow movie. Going to do that well, but apparently we were wrong. So let's do it again.
And the
I don't
author,
think it's going to
Stephen
do that
Walton,
well,
is
but
here.
I don't see why it wouldn't make $1 billion. If Captain Marvel can make $1 billion and then $1 billion, I don't see why this can't make $1 billion.
And
Hello,
I think Black
Justin.
Widow. Yes, hello there.
Speaking of $1 billion,
hey,
here's
hold
Justin.
on a second.
Interrupting as always. Good God, he interrupts just to say, "Oh, hold on." Oh, classic proper. So, so
I didn't
PB,
interrupt anything. I was being good and listening backstage. All I said was to let me in. Because I know how you can be. You could leave people backstage for like 20 minutes. Ask Stieg.
More like almost 30, to be honest.
So I figured I just, let you know ahead of time. Yeah. Hopefully
Fair.
someone reads the chat.
Which I've been doing. Speaking of which, Tommy says, at Justin Proper, don't fall asleep again, you lazy mofo.
When did I fall asleep? When did I ever do that?
Twice.
I don't recall any of those times.
Like, yeah, he fell
Yeah.
live on YouTube. How many times has he fallen asleep in the green room? Half a dozen?
I wouldn't know.
Yeah.
Well, what happens in the green room stays in the green room, so it doesn't count.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Probably a boring conversation anyway.
Right.
Oh, yeah. No, just a cheap way to get a Han Solo line in there. Okay, so what are we talking about?
We're talking about and welcome LB. We're talking about
Whammin'.
the
Talking about
Whammin'
whammin'.
trailers that we had one good one in Black Widow, and then we had a terrible one in James Bond or
Jamie
Jamie
Bond.
Bond.
How was that? Wait, why was that terrible? May I ask?
Because it just
Because it's
confirmed
Jamie
everything
Bond.
that. Because did you even watch the trailer for the new James Bond? No Time to Die.
What?
I'm just
Jamie Vic, what's up?
picturing Zod's head where he's sitting here talking normally. What? Did you even watch? What?
I feel like no one else. I feel like there's going to be like 15 videos about this tomorrow, or maybe later today, depending on whoever grabs this. But yeah, they James Bond's totally going woke, like 110 miles an hour.
They announced this back in April, wasn't it? So it's
Yeah,
not a surprise. They hired the crazy feminist lady from the Solo movie, the one who played the feminist droid, to make the script more Me Too friendly and current.
I don't know of the details of that. But I don't know. Like all they did was have her be a 00 agent. So she's just another agent. Cool. She's not Bond. That's what I care about. She's not 007.
It's just gonna be the new 007, I think.
Now that's what I heard, but hopefully they don't actually do that.
Yeah, I think that's just people jump to conclusions. I think it's gonna be 00 something else, right?
That's what I would hope for. But I don't really.
Well,
I mean,
I would rather she
as
be
long as
double
she doesn't take up.
D7.
I was just gonna say that.
You sexist pig.
I was just gonna say those exactly. Like I said, PB, this is your day. He's extra sharp today.
Well, that's
no.
a first.
So Proper. There's a scene where Bond,
Ouch.
they get Bond out of retirement, I guess, because he retired, and he
Mhm.
walks into this room, and the chick's sitting there, and he goes, "Oh, so you're the new 00 agent?" And she's like, "Yes, I am." And then there's a scene where they're going through this club, and she pulls Bond to the side, and she's all like, "If you get in my way, I'll kill you." I was like, "Okay, trying to establish your dominance here." Daniel
Nothing.
Craig's got
Nothing
more
wrong
kills
with a
than
little.
himself.
Hey, what's wrong with a little sexual tension? Nothing.
I was going to
Now,
say, she's just
that would
telling
be-
Bond how big her dick.
What?
It's a dick measuring contest. My
Wait,
magnum's larger than
who's the actress again?
yours.
Oh my gosh. I would
Oh,
I would rather not have that be a huge plot twist. Like, turns out she has a penis. Like, what the? No.
That'd be. I don't know if they did. Oh God, proper. If they did like a crying game
Exactly.
thing,
She's going
that
to
movie scarred me as a kid.
transition into James Bond.
Yeah, she has a license to fill.
Oh.
Oh, ew.
Oh, I'm sorry, Maura. She said
She
she
needs
would
to go
shoot
to
him in
the
the
porch
knees.
for
That makes it
plugging.
much better. I'm sorry, I misquoted. She said she'd shoot him in the knees. That's how is that better?
Oh.
He already has bad knees.
Yeah, kneecapping a
That's
motherfucker.
worse.
What was his, when was that established? Oh, is that an old joke or something? Like, what?
No,
Right.
in the last James Bond, he injured his knee. He was shot in the last one. Actually, Skyfall, back in Skyfall, when he went through that whole ordeal and he came back, and they were
Mhm.
like, "Yeah, your body is shot, and if you push yourself, you're gonna die young." And he was all like, "I'm James Bond, so I'm not gonna die, bitch." Like the badass that Daniel Craig is.
Mora says, Zod, it's okay. Your raccoons do your proper intel.
Thank you.
Raccoon?
By the way, if you guys didn't see, me and Moira had our own chat, and it was great. So go check out her channel. You can see me. I popped over there, and I had a nice conversation, a one-on-one with Moira. So yeah, she's a friend of the raccoons. And yes, sometimes they bring me bad intel. But do you know how small those paws are? You know, takes two of them just to carry one piece of paper.
I'm talking about
But yeah,
raccoon paws.
Oh,
yeah, raccoon paws are small. Oh, super chat from the Ancient Ones. He says when Warner Brothers does a General Zod movie and it makes over $1 billion, then Mickey Mouse has a reason to panic. They sure do. And you know what, Ancient One? You write Warner Brothers and you tell them about that excellent idea. I fully endorse that. If they need someone to play the role, I'm available.
They're not doing a fucking Zod.
You know, they always do backstories, and there's the DC label, Black Label coming out. Make a Dark Zod movie where Zod wins. Oh, I would see that. I would pay my own money to go and see that film. I would see that fucker like 5 times in one day.
What if
That'd
it
be
sucked?
that would be like the top movie of every. Oh,
Of
and call
every
it
year.
General Zod.
So it
Oh.
so oh wow, General Zod, that's a great creative name. We'll just name them off the main
Yes.
character. That's easy.
Zod's Revenge.
Yeah, you don't have to be really creative, and just do some flair letters, just be like, all wavy and kind of, or maybe put it in like digital code or something, because you know how we have problems here in the fandom zone with tech. So
I would watch that movie.
I
would
just
too.
cover
Thank
the
you,
whole
Steve.
thing in butter.
Put it in the fridge.
Thank you, Corporal Shepard. Just like the Joker movie, Gary North said Zod's legacy. I'm loving these ideas. I'm telling you right now, Warner Brothers, you want another $1 billion hit? You just make a General Zod movie. Bam.
You know what would be hilarious? If it sucked. If it was terrible.
No.
I think it'd be great just to see the look on Zod's face. He's just like, no, why?
What if they made a Zod movie and they cast Brie Larson as the love interest, and she defeats him?
I mean,
oh God.
dreams do come true, hey?
No, I wouldn't like that.
Crickets.
No, not your dream.
so-
That's Zod's dream.
I know.
uh,
No one
I
said
have many
anything. No one
dreams.
said anything about this being my dream.
so you have a dream for a General Zod movie?
No, it's been established that you have. Try to pay
No
better
one
attention
dream
to your own
for
live
a
stream.
General Zod movie. No one.
No one. No one.
This is not a thought
wants
that
it.
in life.
We didn't ask for it, and we don't want it.
And welcome, TechCom.
Exactly.
It's good to have
Dude,
you here. And Wookiee
TechCom,
supremacy,
like,
that is...
What a day, guys. Can I just say that? What a day it's been.
Did you jump out of a plane again or something?
See, you can't...
Oh, no. I flew in a plane. I thought about opening up the emergency exit when there were four crying babies on the plane, one of which was right in front of me.
Holy
like, "Ugh."
shit.
It was like a 4-hour flight, so it was the best.
Holy
Doesn't
shit.
get any better than that.
So,
You didn't have any headphones?
tonight-
No, I did, but when there are 4 of them,
You need a baseball bat for that.
or a coat hanger
Right.
in the past.
Mhm.
Or so, like, just I don't like,
Oh, God.
it took you a while, didn't it?
Oh, are you...
That was
Come
such a
on,
drag.
man. You know, they're pulling down people left and right. We got to worry about Copa. Copa. It's coming for us. Speaking of which, I've been the only person who hasn't talked about this, so let's talk about this and the children.
That's a
And
great
how-
idea.
And how the children are the future of
This is a
YouTube.
great transition. Only on General Zod's fandom zone will you get this kind of transition when we're talking about coat hangers to, oh, let's talk about saving the children. I'm like, throwing after we discuss throwing them screaming from the airplane. Oh. Oh.
So transitioning,
Oh my God.
from coat hangers to Copa. Hey, that's about as
To
smooth as it gets here.
Coping with your decision.
Yes,
And
Copa
coping with my
hangers.
choices.
Francis
So,
Ford Coppola.
So,
Cliffhanger.
let me go down the line, and this time I'm going to start with Proper. Proper, what do you know about this? What do you think about it? What are your feelings about
what?
the things we've been getting when we go to upload a
Have
video?
you went
Is this
back
child
and
appropriate?
changed all of your videos that they are not child friendly?
Oh, I
Oh,
haven't
that?
yet.
I just had the entire channel set like that. It was easy.
So you set your
when
entire...
you do all of your previous videos is not for children?
Yes,
Okay.
that is correct. And it
Are
makes
you
it
sure?
significantly easier. Mm-hmm. Yeah, all of them are marked correctly, which is a miracle, as YouTube has had a plethora of issues, as you know.
That's a fact.
Yeah, so and that's the thing too. YouTube has had issues. Do you think these changes and things that they're implementing is also messing with the YouTube itself? Because it seems like anytime they do a change,
Everything does. Yeah.
everything just goes freaking haywire.
I'm sure
I
it
have
has
the
a
hardest
lot
time
to do with
uploading
the
a video.
upcoming election.
God.
You know what? I think a lot of it is affected by like what's most affected is really like the YouTube like search algorithm and the organic reach through YouTube. Like it's mostly a lot of people get their views from like subscribers they already have, and it kind of floats through that. So everyone who's already like gotten to that level so far, is pretty set. Like if they have a bad day, like they can afford it, I guess. You know what I mean? Like if they don't like hit the algorithm, they still have the subscribers who check the videos every day.
Gotcha.
No? Am I not making sense at all, Zod?
No, you're making perfect
I'm
sense.
not? Oh,
Don't
okay.
ask
Okay.
him if you're making sense. Oh my God! Wow.
No, I'm
He
You got
asked. He
three
asked the
other
best
people
critical
here to
mind. I
ask.
am.
Three. You ask fucking General Zod if you're making sense. Wow.
I'm not saying that. I'm not asking if I'm making sense, but what I'm really asking is if he understands, if he's following.
Also a
Oh
ridiculous
no,
question.
Not so much when you think about it. You have to make sure he's paying attention on his own stream. Sometimes he gets distracted.
He's paying it. He's not.
What did I
No, I was.
what did I just say?
No, I'm not answering this because I've done this for my mother, and it's a trap. No matter what I say, it's the wrong answer.
What? I'm not your
nope,
mother.
you forgot a word. You didn't hear what I said.
Oh, what was that?
I hear everything.
What the fuck?
But so you can hit
So you
one
think
button and
Copa's
set
a
all
good
your
thing,
videos. I did
Proper?
not know that.
Well,
So you think Copa's a good thing?
No, not at all. No, and frankly, I don't really understand it too well. Like I think that videos should be made for everybody, not just like, is it for kids or not for kids? Sometimes, I mean, there isn't really much of a. You guys remember when there were family friendly movies, like that being of anybody of any age can enjoy them.
Oh, G-rated. Those days are
No,
dead.
not G-rated, like PG rated. That isn't marketed towards children, which it is
Talking
now
like,
all the time.
Vacation.
Home Alone.
Home Alone is one of them. You have I have to really think. Huh?
Uncle Buck.
Yeah, I'd say so.
The Great Outdoors.
Yep.
I guess anything with John
Oh
Candy.
yeah. Pretty much, yeah. John Candy was pretty safe.
Yeah, pretty
I
much
guess.
anything with John Candy.
Willow.
Could you? I wouldn't throw in Tommy Boy quite there, but we're getting there.
Willow.
Yeah,
Hey,
Willow is a great
Willow
movie.
is a great movie.
I refuse to see it.
Stig
If
just wants
Steve
Willow
keeps
on
talking
every
about it.
list.
That's another good one for kids. Not for kids, for for like the entire
The
family.
Mighty
Like
Ducks.
Mighty Ducks. Yes,
sure.
definitely.
Old Yeller toughens kids up.
Come on, we've talked about
Turner and Hooch.
Turner
Yes.
and Hooch.
I take Turner and Hooch.
Yeah.
Kindergarten Cop.
Don't eat the car. Don't eat the car.
It's not a tumor.
Oh yeah, Kindergarten Cop.
Last
Those
Action Hero too,
Christmas
I guess.
seasons. So what about Jingle All the Way?
Yes.
Excellent Christmas movie.
I have never seen it.
Fucking cat, knock
What?
it off.
I'm not a cat.
No, my cat.
Hold on, we got from the ancient. Apparently, it's
Say something to the
continued,
chat.
and it's for you. It's for you, PB. Read that one.
Who's you?
It's from the ancient one.
Where?
It's
I gotta
you. I got it
read the
highlighted on the screen.
Continue, or I gotta go up above the continue?
I didn't know it was
At the
continued, so
continue?
hold on a second. Let's go.
Okay, I'm just gonna
It's
read
a-
at the
Yeah, read
continue
at the
then,
continue.
Obviously,
because
it's a
nothing that we do
fucking parter.
makes any sense.
Read both of them. I don't know how hard this is. Like, why is this so hard to understand?
Because the first
So
one I
hard for
can't
what to
find.
understand. Where's the other one? What do you mean? I will read the one
We're
that's
spending
on
too
the
much
screen
time on
right
this shit.
now.
All right, we're just spending way too much
Agreed.
time overthinking this. Yeah, just read it, I guess.
I know. Why are you getting so hung up on it?
Because we've been trying to read it for God
You
knows how long.
might as well go. Mickey might have panicked once he takes notice of the General Zod film surpassing the engine of Captain Marvel. I feel like he skipped a U.
Yes, but I agree with the ancient one. So, yeah, so swinging back to the topic. So you don't think that this is a good thing then, Justin? Because we got way off
terrible.
base.
No, it's an absolutely terrible idea. Because, well, what I was trying to say earlier is that there's all these movies that you used to have that were family movies everybody could enjoy. So why would you take that away when it comes to YouTube? Because there's like that's a whole other market, and it's the kid friendly channels that are getting hurt the most. So it's like making content for children
Yeah.
it's not even worth it because you don't get as much revenue, and you get penalized for it. So sorry kids, YouTube is not made for you, clearly. Or at least if you're a creator, there's not a very great way of making money anymore.
No,
And
I
there's
guess it's gonna
right.
hurt a lot of those people who stream playthroughs of games or upload playthroughs of games that they're gonna get hurt too.
especially if they play kid games or
Yeah.
games made for children
Yeah.
or for a younger audience, I guess. Like the gameplays of Jack and Daxter. Those would probably get
yeah.
hurt.
Now
What a
let's
game
go
to
on the flip side of that.
choose.
No, I mean, no, because it's not like, I mean, everyone of all ages could probably enjoy it. But it is, rated E, so whatever. Like, I mean, it's appropriate for kids. And if you let the YouTube algorithm decide it, then oh god, good luck.
I like the DuckTales game. Just throwing it out there.
Good choice. Good choice. So,
DuckTales. Woo!
Ooh.
Woo!
also, just to let you guys know, tonight is a sort of just bullshitting night. So, if anyone in the comments has a topic they wish to ask the panelists
No,
about, let us know.
they don't.
Throw
They're
some-
revolting. That's what I heard.
Uh-oh.
Why are they
They don't
revolting?
like what we had to say.
About what? What are you
That's what I'm
talking
reading
about?
here.
What?
Let's make it.
What do you mean? Can you not read?
There's food being thrown. Yeah.
Yeah, there's bread and tomatoes.
Bread and
Yeah,
potatoes.
they're throwing bread.
Thank-
I'm gonna make a fucking sandwich. I'll be back.
I don't know if he's joking or not. Maybe he is getting a sandwich. Can you make me one too while you're there?
Wookiee supremacy
Yeah,
is
it's gonna be
tossing
moldy
five
by the time.
turds.
I'm not paying for the fancy shipping.
What the fuck is the point of shipping it out at all?
Tomato.
Potato, potato.
So,
Aficionado.
this whole thing, it affects the bigger channels, but I gotta tell you, I don't notice much. But then again, I'm just stuck at 355. So,
Yeah, but none of us do stuff that is for children. It's not fact per se. I mean, the way that I looked at it was that it was just another version of a rating system that they wanted to be able to differentiate easily between stuff that is a child's show or video, one that isn't, or vice versa, if you want to say it that way. I mean, you don't, because, well, I guess it comes down to parent to parent, so they're leaving it up to the YouTube algorithm to decide whether or not
To be
this
the
stuff is
kids,
child.
the
So now they don't have to worry about that, because we are just going to tell YouTube, hey, our video isn't, so now it's not in that algorithm of safety. So thank you,
Why don't
Skynet.
they just have two? Why don't they just have two different YouTubes, like YouTube Kids and then YouTube? Separate them entirely. Have two different rules. Instead
Yeah.
of weeding it all out on YouTube.
Junior or something.
And then you can have, and you could have the kids stuff on the regular YouTube, but I think they already do that. But just make it very clear, like, hey, YouTube is not for children. YouTube Kids is for children, kind of like the filter on Netflix. You don't see anybody complaining on there. Like, oh, this content, like these stand-up specials are not for children. Like, no shit, then don't let them watch it. Morons. I don't get it.
Very true.
This should be so easy.
Yeah, I don't understand why they can't do that too. But then again, thinking about how much they already mess shit up when they try implementing little shit, trying to separate content like that. Because I figured then you would have to filter all of the children's stuff and the non-children stuff to make it YouTube for kids and YouTube for adults. So that'd be probably a whole nother issue within itself.
Yeah.
But I have a question from the chat. We have one from TechCom. Here's a question. Anyone want to talk about Terminator lore?
Terminator lore?
Well,
Yes.
they
Wait,
fucked
is
up the Terminator
TechCom
lore.
Mega Jetty in disguise?
No. I think TechCom might be someone I haven't seen yet. Terminator lore. I know that it's non-existent after this new Terminator. Apparently, Skynet is dead, and yeah, we've got Legion now. So, and John Connor doesn't matter. So
it's not his story anymore.
Before you move on, Mad's Mama Bear says they have YouTube today.
Oh, I know that.
I did not. I learned something.
Okay, so if they have YouTube for kids, what point were you proper?
Well, what
Like,
I'm trying to say is that why
YouTube
would they
for
not?
kids? Is it YouTube for little kids or is it YouTube for large
little
kids?
Middle-aged.
Yeah, like we're not talking like YouTube for 4, 5, 6. We're talking YouTube for 10, 11, 12, 13 number is the cutoff. I don't remember.
I think that's a completely different issue.
Like,
but like, look, it just, I don't know. But frankly, just kids make things impossible. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm done talking about
and
it.
kids are gonna lie.
Yeah, Yeah,
Like,
they're
keep these kids
forgetting
from
about that.
lying when they get on there. Like, unless
Yeah,
you
like
are going to be a proper parent, nothing is going to stop them from seeing whatever they want whenever they want.
thank you. Like I was I was like as a 12-year-old I could go and just YouTube was this whole playground of shit that I would and yeah, it was great. It was a lot of fun. But yeah, I always used my parents' birth dates because I didn't want anything to be censored. So I liked watching the Angry Video Game Nerd. And I did not want to not be able to see it. Yeah,
Exactly.
you have to play the game, work around it. But that's not YouTube's fault. And it shouldn't be. And I don't think YouTube should be held responsible. And I especially don't think that the creators should. Bearing way too much responsibility. And this Copa thing is just a complete mess. Like there's no middle ground, no in between. It's just like, is it for kids or not? And if you put for kids, you get comments disabled, you get certain ad revenue taken away. So you may as well stop making content for kids because you know what? Fuck them. Who cares? Like it doesn't get it. Like it screws everything up for your channel. So
Right,
it's
that's why I came
really
up.
not worth the hassle.
I mean,
Yeah,
as
go ahead.
far as I know, the people that we talk to on a weekly basis, none of us make content that is for children. I mean, the closest that
Yeah, so
we come for children, Stig's channel would probably work for kids. I don't think any of his videos have any and they are not suggestive when it comes to adult content.
I had a goblin hooker in one of them.
Damn it! Yeah.
Also, that video got me
Apparently,
my
I
very
didn't
first
watch that
downvote.
video yet.
Oh,
the
it's
video
the
got you a downvote?
yeah, the Thanksgiving one. I lost a sub and got a downvote 3 minutes after I posted it. So someone got pissed.
Like they were
Oh, man.
extraordinarily upset and offended by it. Oh,
Probably.
how? I don't.
It was did you watch the Thanksgiving video?
Oh wait, no, I didn't.
Yeah, don't
Wait a
be
minute.
like,
No,
yeah,
yes,
Stig, I
did.
watched your video.
Wait, yes, I did. Wait, yeah, no, I think I did. I just don't remember like what part. Like they would. What would they have been offended by?
The goblin hooker, probably.
No. Well,
Yeah.
It's not like. I don't know.
Or maybe they just didn't like it. That's okay too.
They didn't understand the list. That's so out of order and wrong.
Yeah.
Here's the top 5. Number 1, number 17, number 2, and that's it. Like that's how the ordering is all the time. It's confusing.
Yeah, but it's I have a complex system.
You have to just understand the number.
Yeah.
I still like the Hulk video.
Yeah, that's tied to the numbering system.
They're interconnected in a very intricate way. It's in the algorithm.
Got
a piece of blueberry pie on my fucking headphones.
How do you eat? If it gets all the way
Not
up there.
carefully enough. Whoops.
We can tell.
Shit.
Hey, Proper.
Yes.
In the Bridge Crew chat, go in there and pull up an article because I can't screen share.
Okay.
Asking him to pull
So I just
up an
happened to,
article.
yeah,
Ugh. Fine.
I just found something interesting
Okay.
whilst I was
hope
doing
so.
what I do and intently listening. By the way, people are talking about shrimp. So while we're waiting, PB, what's your favorite shrimp?
All right, I have it up.
My favorite shrimp
Go
is
ahead.
Alfredo.
Oh, great choice. Great choice.
My favorite are the ones from the ocean.
I mean, the only motherfucker. God damn. All the fettuccine Alfredo is that it's very filling,
It's way too filling.
whereas
Are
if
we
I'm
doing
just eating
Let's go.
shrimp with cocktail sauce, it's not as filling.
So,
This is the article.
I have, yep. I can't read it because I have to screen share it, but who wants to read that?
I just hope
Read it.
Galaxy's Edge fails miserably.
Yeah, go ahead and read what the big thing is at Galaxy's Edge. I found this very interesting, considering we know now it is in fact not doing that great.
You want to read it?
Yep.
Okay. A show-stopping Star Wars Rise of the Resistance. A new hope for Galaxy's Edge? I don't know. Maybe. Inside Disney's Star Wars Rise of Resistance, in a hallway exquisitely designed to look and feel like the commanding and intentionally antiseptic corridors of an imposing starship, Disney creative executive John Lorena was leading a pack of themed entertainment designers to a room designed to be a prison cell. This is the attraction Lorena has been a principal in crafting, and the ride Walt Disney Imagineering hypes as the most ambitious it has ever built. Rise of the Resistance, when it opens Thursday here at Walt Disney World. Huh? What? What? What's so funny?
The most ambitious thing is a prison.
From what I've heard, the Galaxy's Edge feels like a prison anyway.
Yeah, you can't escape.
Except for that person who thinks it's in Canada.
Yeah. Someone thinks it's in Canada? What?
Yeah, Mike something.
Yeah, but that's
What's it?
just across the border from Mongolia.
Yeah,
I don't get it.
and it's magical. You can only get there through a wardrobe.
Michael K, man.
Oh.
It's called a
The
Michael
great and mighty Michael K.
K geography.
Interesting.
So continue.
Rise of the Resistance, when it opens Thursday here at Walt Disney World and January 17th at Disneyland in Anaheim, will be the showcase attraction of Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. The two 14-acre
Alheim,
lands.
not Anaheim.
That's Anaheim.
It's a joke
Says
because
Anaheim in the article.
doesn't know how to read.
I'm not.
Yeah, I said
Zod.
Alheim. The good old days.
Can you try reading it now? The screen
I
share.
can't
Why not?
because my phone doesn't let me.
Because he
Here
can't
we
see
go,
the screen,
right here.
I guess. I don't fucking know.
I zoomed in. I zoomed in for you.
I can't. I'm on the StreamYard setup. It's just appearing small. It's a box on my end.
You're just going to have to continue.
right.
He's not going to.
Yep, the two 14-acre lands, one on each coast, present bold and arguably challenging ideas about the future of two of America's most popular tourist destinations, largely a shift from passive to more active entertainment. As Lorena waved a group of industry peers to follow him, a young Disney staffer, cast member in the parlance of the park, walked towards Lorena at a brisk pace and in an outfit that signified that he was a representative of the evil First Order. There he is right here. He looks very intimidating-ish.
No,
No, I didn't think so.
he looks like a douche.
He's pretty tan for being in outer space. Interesting.
Well, I mean, there's not much sunlight in a ship. To be
that's
fair.
true. Right. He says, "Move aside," the young man growled, never making eye contact with the very man who had a pivotal role in building the attraction in which he now works. It was clear the cast member had zero qualms about potentially bumping up against Lorena. It's oddly phrased. The Imagineer accordingly hopped to his right. Then Lorena turned and faced some of the group. He laughed, ha, letting out a low but audible "whoa," and noted how much that kid just impressed him. Whoa. Disney parks have long utilized the tenets of theater. Anything in view of a paying customer is said to be on stage, but no other vehicle-driven attraction uses human theatrics to directly interact with its guests in such a way as Rise of the Resistance, a hearty ride that marries plenty of drama, some from its cast and some from audio animatronic figurines, with flashy modern tech and many old-fashioned sleights of hand. Are we reading this whole damn thing? This is taking forever. What was the point?
You're almost at the bottom.
Okay. All right. It's also an attraction that will deliver on many of the early promises of Galaxy's Edge, boasting full-scale, highly active droids, alien creatures' lightsabers, and an impressive use of vehicle movement that succeeds in conveying the power of the magic-like force at the heart of the Star Wars universe. When Galaxy's Edge opened at Disneyland on May 31st, and it didn't immediately result in punishing crowds at the Anaheim Resort. I hope they wouldn't punish them for what? Oh, you're coming to Disneyland? How dare you? We have to punish you. The questions were raised. Am I misreading that?
No, I think you're reading it right.
Don't think it's typed up properly.
I wouldn't think
Like
so either.
You're reading the words as they're typed. It's not typed in correct English.
I mean, they were doing pretty great so far. Oh well. Rise of the Resistance will begin to answer them. The initial concern: did Disney overpromise and underdeliver? Answer: yes. What was teased was a platform for play, but what early visitors received was a land with few characters, no shows, and a single attraction in Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run. The latter features impressive set design and intrepid interactivity, but is also a plot-heavy ride that focuses on stealing cargo rather than the daring rebelliousness at the core of the best Star Wars works. No such issues plague Rise of the Resistance. While there are opportunities for Star Wars loyalists to go deep in decoding how these events fit into the fantasy saga's universe, it's a ride. It really shouldn't be canon, I don't think. Should it? I don't know. I don't think so. I just thought of it as a ride.
It shouldn't create canon.
No, it's separate. It's not. Whatever. The ride is set sometime after The Last Jedi. God, and before this month's Rise of Skywalker. Rise of the Resistance goes big on spectacle and adventure, creating a 20-some minute experience with simple narrative beats that always result in action that squarely impacts the guests. All right, so is it a show? Is it a ride? What is it? I'm interested.
It's a train wreck.
Probably. Rey, actress Daisy Ridley, in crisp holographic form, needs new recruits to reach General Leia Organa. Things, of course, go awry. But before this happens, guests are ushered urgently to a transport ship. From this point forward, Rise of the Resistance is filled with cinema-worthy scenes that come close to immersive theater, as action is almost always in front of us as well as behind us, not to mention to the left and right of us. So it binds us and surrounds us. So that's interesting. Oh, God. We have like 8 more paragraphs to go. I'm just gonna go through this. On the transport ship, for instance, 2 animatronic figures guide us, Smuggler and fan favorite Nian Num, the monkey dude, and the newly introduced Lieutenant Beck, a squid-like mon calamari creature that blah, blah, blah. This is the first of the 2 proper ride vehicles of Rise of the Resistance, and one that can accommodate about 50 people, but Rise of the Resistance begins long before guests eventually put on a seatbelt. A labyrinth cave of a line Q introduces us to the scrappy, individualistic handiwork of the Resistance, ending with circular droid BB-8 introducing us to Rey. Emotionally, the Star Destroyer will contradict this journey, its slickness indicating faceless authoritarianism. The transport ship is designed so no 2 guests see it the same way. Interesting. Behind you and away from the mechanical pilots, and watch the journey into space, as well as the dangers that soon occur, all while the ship is slowly rotating to ensure we exit the same door we came in. That I would prefer that. Only now we are prisoners on the docking bay of Star Destroyers, ending about before 50 ominous stormtroopers were where the action comes from above until the Resistance saws us free, and a once hidden door is lasered away. No need to move aside. They're just lighting and projector effects. Cool. I figured that. The overall narrative has long been detailed and spoiled. Guests will eventually board trackless vehicles led by droids reprogrammed by the Resistance that will twist and turn throughout the hallways of the Star Destroyer, even under or around towering AT-ATs, only to eventually escape and drop back to the galaxy's edge planet of Batu. What's been kept under wraps are the details of the variances that exist. Rise of the Resistance can feel distinct based on where you're sitting or how you move as the droids. Yeah, quick look back, essentially say, oops, yeah, blah, blah, blah. While there's dozens of animatronics, including one of John Boyega's Finn, that's funny, can relatively hidden can be relatively hidden depending on the route taken by your vehicle. This is the rare modern theme park attraction where screens and projections are used with artistic restraint. Yes, there are lots of projected and filmed effects, but they always interact with the set. When a stormtrooper shoots a blaster, it triggers a mini. Okay, cool. That's actually awesome. Kylo Ren's lightsaber crashes in the ceiling, and it's okay, dude. I'm not reading the rest of this. This is too long. So it's a cool like
the whole ride.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm just like, why am I reading the whole thing? I'm done.
So
yeah, it's a ride. Cool. I didn't want to know about the whole ride. Jeez.
Well, it's good. It's good to get idea of what the attraction is, because considering what it opened up with, what do you guys think about a new and elaborate ride? Because when I looked at the one for Marvel that they announced, right, it was like a Marvel Academy, and it looked like it had a cool interface. Remember, PB, we talked about that. It looked really awesome. Now, how they execute it will determine, what kind of people they bring in. But it sounds like they're adding
that
this
mock-up
on,
that
and
they
it
had,
sounds like a pretty,
drawn up look.
yeah, all of the designs and stuff they were showing. They had some of the computers and the interactive Spider-Man thing. You could see it was like a little Spider-Man guy. You could build your own tech and that kind of stuff, which I thought was kind of cool. Now you look at when Galaxy's Edge opened, and it didn't seem like they offered very much, but they did say they were constructing the Smuggler's Run, and I assume they were adding more stuff. So I was reading this, and it sounds pretty cool.
The problem is nobody gives a shit about the New Order, Kylo, or Ren.
Yes,
Did you say Kylo or Ren? What?
Oh, sorry, I meant
Yep.
Rey.
Oh.
No, it was way funnier to
You
say
have failed
Kylo
me.
or Ren. Way funnier. You're
Wrong,
right.
but funnier.
I don't care about Kylo. I don't care about Ren. I only cared about his sweet helmet. That's it.
So do you guys think that this will add some kind of buzz? I mean, taking the first order out of it or whatever, it does sound pretty cool for the interactivity. And with rides, theme parks are different than the movies. Yeah, they're marketing based on a part of the franchise that most people don't like, but the theme parks are separate from that part of it. I don't consider them the same thing. I mean, you could have your sales affected based on whether or not the people like the characters, obviously. But I mean, if something's cool enough, people will go and check it out. So, do you think that this will bring a draw into the parks? Do you think? I mean, just from the sounds of it, it sounds pretty cool.
They need more than just this, because right now there's only like a couple of things. They need more stuff. They should have had more stuff to begin with before opening this shit. And it costs like over $1 billion fucking bucks. Like
I know
what are you spending it on? What the hell? Like, bring more attractions. Make a fucking awesome roller coaster.
Spending it the same way they do the budget in Independence. You really think it costs $200 for a hammer?
Yes. At this rate. I'm just saying, just keep working on it. That's all. Just keep adding shit. Don't do it one at a time. Like, none of that crap. Say like, hey, we're gonna have a whole bunch of
too much inspiration. They've taken from the video game developers, and they said, hey, we can open park right now, and we'll just keep loading it up with, and people will show up every time we add DLC to the park. That'll work.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. That's so true.
Yeah, it's like that's actually a great analogy. It's like that old thing. Why release a half-done product and say, well, we're in the process of creating more? And there's that very old saying, your first impression is your last impression. So you gave the first impression and people all went to that. You had good crowds, but then the people are like, well, after you got done with building your lightsaber and riding on the Millennium Falcon and going to the overpriced bar, like, then what was there left to do? And there was nothing. Now, adding stuff on, it just feels like a cheap fix. I mean, I don't know exactly what their budget was or how much they gained or how much they lost from this whole thing in the first place.
Lucasfilm is $5 billion in debt.
Jesus.
What?
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
I don't think so. Not 5.
Yes, because they released the annual finances to the shareholders earlier this year.
Oh, that's right.
Disney as a whole is doing okay, but it's Marvel that's pulling the weight, not Lucasfilm.
Yeah, and even regular Disney, because we saw with like the Lion King and Aladdin and all those did well. Maleficent, not so much. That's definitely losing money, but most of the Disney end too is doing well. I don't even want to call them original. The reboot end of the franchises are doing good. The only one that's really lagging behind is Star Wars. And that should have been your biggest moneymaker.
Star Wars merchandise sales have dropped by 80% since Episode 8 came out. That's a lot, because merchandise was what basically financed the prequel trilogy back in the day.
I actually I just went through some of my old toys that I found in the closet, and there's a lot of prequel toys, and they what was great is they had, I remember they had boxes and they had different series, and they connected the prequels and the sequels. I mean the originals, I guess. But No, and they don't really do that with the sequels at all. They don't integrate very well. They're not good with that.
No, not at
They're
all.
good with
Not at all.
something.
None of the.
No, I didn't say that. I said the opposite. I said they're not good at that.
Implying that it's something.
They could be.
I agree, B. Like, they have the ability to be, but for some unknown reason, they intentionally.
Yeah, I mean, look at what they did with the Mandalorian. That's going pretty stellar right now. We've gotten the rest, but so far so good. So I mean, the potential is still there. Like anyone who says Star Wars is dead, I call bullshit on that. There's still people who want good Star Wars. I think that's always
No
going to
one
be a
wants
thing.
bad Star Wars.
Yeah, I mean,
Star
I think
Wars
that
will
it's
be dead when people start saying don't want to watch the original Star Wars. That's when it's dead. When Stig says,
Disney Star Wars.
"Oh, I don't want to go back and read the EU anymore," and Star Wars is dead. So I
What's
don't
up,
ever
LB?
see that happening.
Hello. I was actually recording the video, and I was like, "Oh, let me come say hi and leave."
Well, how nice of you.
Isn't that how they like to do? Hi, I can't stay, but I just want to come say hi to everybody. Bye. No, I ain't gonna really leave.
I exist,
I mean-
guys.
LB, you're only to
I
half
ain't
of
gonna do
us.
that.
The other half of us are on Mora's stream because they revolted against us.
Yeah, also, Zod had me read this very long article basically giving away all of a ride, which everyone enjoyed, I guess.
Hey man,
Thoroughly.
you know, I'm going to keep it all the way real here about this article. I was interested to hear about what they was talking about in the article, but me clicking that link, for one, it was too long. So it's like, Mr. Zod, you should have found an article that, wasn't so long that talked about the ride. But at the same time, it's like, for us that's, here listening and watching, you're reading the article, you're like, blah, 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 I ain't reading this. Blah, 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 I ain't reading this. You're speed reading through it. It's like, okay, but some of us might wanted to hear about this. But that all goes into, pre-screening the articles.
Yeah, I
First
didn't realize how
paragraph. He didn't
lengthy
think
that
it was a long article. He read the first paragraph. He's like, "Oh man, that was a riveting. I'll bring this up." And then we found out that it was actually 15 paragraphs.
Right.
Yeah, like
Exactly.
that was my only issue. Maybe I could have definitely have delivered it better. I appreciate the constructive criticism, but I don't want to read an article that long.
No. You're absolutely right. Cause like I said, I clicked the link. I mean, I looked up the article because I saw it on the screen, and it's like, yeah, it's too long. It's like, come on, bruh. Look at the link before you do the streams.
Right, because you
that's a fair point.
You could probably find an article talking about this that's shorter.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't want to read all of the details. I didn't want to know about all the details.
So,
No, but some people
being
who
that
are
you-
in the Orlando area might.
Hold on. So, all right, yeah. And that's another thing. It's like, I was actually going to go to the the ride's opening because it opens today at Disney World, but man, it's too cold. I'm not finna be standing out there and waiting in the line for a few hours, bruh. I could go to this ride sometime in life. Like, I'm not a Disney World YouTuber, so whenever I get there, I get there. It's too cold for that.
Well, you could always go to Michael K's channel because he's out there waiting.
Oh
to
yeah,
post.
oh yeah. I'm definitely going to Michael K. And
He's
so
in line already.
exactly. Like I don't want to hijack your stream, but Morris decided to start her own stream, and I seen that my name was being dropped into that stream. But since we're talking on here, I didn't hear all of it. But yeah, I see my name's being talked about. Are they trying to start beef, like cross streaming beef?
I don't know, man.
I
don't know.
An uncontroversial late night.
let me tell you. No, bro. I don't want to take over your stream, bro. But that is extremely petty. Like, how you just going to start a whole other stream because you're not being acknowledged in the chat, and then everybody go and leave to join that stream, and then they talking noise about your stream in that stream. Like, how lame is that? Like, if you got something to say to him, say it to him on your stream.
Oh,
Mega Jetty's in that chat saying, yeah, Zod is cool, but he seems to be losing his cred as a streamer. Why don't you say that to you in your chat?
Did you hear that? You had cred as a streamer before, and you're losing it.
Losing cred. Wait, what the fuck? I have to see this. Oh my
God.
I never knew I had
2 months, bruh. 2 months ago, I came into this chat while I was in San Antonio on your, what was it? Was it a 50th stream It was something you was like celebrating or something.
Yes,
And
I've done like 50 streams.
Yeah, well, they was all in the chat complaining and crying because you wasn't acknowledging them in the chat every single second. It's like, bruh.
I was drunk that night too.
I'm gonna have to pop off. I'm starving to eat breakfast.
Oh, we'll see you later, Stig.
Yeah, take care.
Hopefully you didn't lose any cred.
Yeah, to the fridge.
Yep.
Like, bruh.
See you.
Or breakfast, my bad.
Like, no, I promise y'all, man. I hate, like I don't want to take over your stream, but this is important things going on right now, man. Like, I really hate this whole aspect of YouTube, man. Like, this is such high school, middle school stuff, man. Grown people acting like children. Like, you started a whole other stream because you was being ignored, and then people jumping into the chats crying and complaining about it. Like straight up, they know how you operate your stream.
Yes, they do. I haven't really changed up the format much, except for my talks. But yeah, I read articles. We bullshit. It's been the same thing for like 100 episodes. We're past 100 now.
And not only that, I didn't hear what they were saying in other stream about me because, like I said, I was talking in here, but I heard them mention me. So it's like, bruh, if you got something to say to me, I'm not hard to locate. You don't got to go into a whole other stream to talk about me.
She says, "I'm just streaming to be a dick." Okay, cool. So that's the description of it. I don't know. I think it could just. I don't know if it's what.
Bruh.
What?
Like I said, this is why hilarious. I hate YouTube, man. I mean, it's happened to me, Zod. It's happened to me. I've started streaming, and I've had other people start streaming when I started streaming because they feel like I got problems with them. It's like, boy, y'all got to grow up, man. You got to grow up. YouTube is far too big, and the world is too big for you to be this petty.
Yeah. I got a problem with LB. I see that he started a stream. I need to start streaming now.
I like to give props to Corporal Shepard because he's been saying that. Thank you, Corporal Shepard, for hanging in and listening to this hilarity. Because you know what? Tonight, LB, I said honestly, I didn't have that much news because I just slow news day. You know, there's nothing out there for me to put on right now. So I said to the chat and anyone who's watching this, you can go back and watch it in the beginning. I said when we were 20 people deep, if you guys have questions, ask me a question. We'll talk about it on the panel. No one asked a question except for TechCom.
Right, that's
Like,
why I was
man.
real confused or ignoring them in the chat. It was very confusing because I went back and I was like, you're not asking anything direct us or for us to talk about any specific topic. You're talking back and forth to each other about some things. What, you want me to just read off the chat like verbatim? I'm not going to do that. That's not what I do ever. I'm not
Man, like,
Odin.
like for me, I just be playing in the chat when I be talking noise. I just be messing around. But man, these people be dead serious, man.
Some people
Also,
do
I
take
like
it.
to thank
Yeah, I
Woody
know.
Supremacy who's hanging out here. He says he stayed up late night playing poker
And
with a deck
GP,
of tarot cards. Got a full house.
I gotta go back and read the joke that GP sent earlier because I said that I would read it, but we were still chatting. And he said, do you think that has to pay the Kylo rent?
Man, speaking of Star Wars, like, yeah, that's what I was actually working on. I'm working on my finished trash video because I watched the Force Awakens and The Last Jedi yesterday, and
Yeah,
those were the
torturing
second time
yourself.
I've watched the films, and it's just like, man,
well, LB, can I just counterpoint that now that I have you? I thought that he started to have development in The Force Awakens, and once again, I could be wrong because I only braved it, well, twice, but it was a while ago. I thought in Force Awakens they started something with him leaving, the Empire of First Order, as they call them, right? So I thought that they were starting character development, and then it just all went away in Last Jedi. Like they did nothing. They made him like a comic relief.
I respectfully disagree. I don't want to give away my content, but man, no, I fully go into detail about it. Like, I took notes when I was watching, like, and I even when I was watching the movies, I had to rewind sometimes because I was so focused on Finn the character, I was missing other details in the movie. But man, just like rewatching those films, for example, The Force Awakens, like, I thought it was okay until the third act, and then it's just like it went downhill for me. The Last Jedi, like, I don't think the movie is as terrible as people say it is, but it's not a good movie. And from a filmmaking aspect, it looks great, but then they have a lot of editing errors in the movie too.
Yeah,
It's
that
just,
throne room scene.
yeah, that for example, and it's just like, man, it was just a waste of time, man. Oh, golly, man, it's just, yeah, a big waste of time, and it's like, man, I don't know. It's gonna be tough to be able to fix it with the third one, and I mean, I've stayed away from these alleged plot leaks and all that stuff. I'm just going off of what I've seen from the trailer and the TV spots. Is they're marketing this movie like it's Avengers Endgame, and I don't think that's going to work.
I've seen no
Wait, so
resemblance.
you're telling me that them giving Finn an afro doesn't fix everything?
No, it doesn't.
I could have sworn that was the key to all that.
Like this whole
Damn
this is
it.
the end, this is the end, the final battle. Like, it's just,
We already had that.
yeah, in the first movie.
Yeah, and the thing that really bugs me is I've seen all of the plot leaks, and if it's going the way that it is appearing it'll be probably the worst ending to a film in a very long time. I'm not going to say the worst ending I've seen because I've seen a lot of movies and a lot of terrible endings, but it's going to be up there.
Man. And it's like for Ray, like I know people was going out of their ways to say she's not a Mary Sue, but like me seeing this movie the second time around and paying more attention, like, cause I'm not in a movie theater, like I'm not in that whole the magic of a movie theater. I'm sitting on my couch paying strict attention to detail, and this is like, man, how can you watch that and say she's not a Mary Sue, like that character? It's just like, wow, everything is built around propping her up, and she knows how to do everything. It's just like, how can you say she's not?
Yeah, when I like Force Awakens and the way they explained away some things that she did that she shouldn't have been able to do. And in my mind, I was just like, okay, well, I didn't see training, but if we're following the Star Wars format, Luke got more intense training in Empire, right? So I was like, okay, so maybe she's gonna go off, and then they mentioned Luke Skywalker, and I go, oh, she's not only getting training, she's getting training from the man himself, right? So I'm like, okay, I can excuse away some of what happens in the first movie, but see, that's the problem. And I've said this like 1,000 times. You cannot have a good finale when you build a trilogy and the second movie, the cornerstone of your movie is crap. Now, let's look at The Godfather for a second, because the first movie is brilliant. Some argue that the second movie is better, right? But you still have two good bases, and then the third movie's crap. So, okay, you still had two movies to go. Now you have one movie that's okay in Force Awakens, and then you have your middle movie, the keystone that's supposed to link everything, that's crap and doesn't make sense and pretty much kills and disconnects every storyline. So it's like, how do you go back through and fix that? Like, you don't have enough time. You don't have enough movie. You've literally got to construct a whole nother movie. I don't see how any filmmaker, even the best filmmaker, and J.J. Abrams is not the best filmmaker, can fix that many mistakes. I mean, I'm sorry, I like JJ, but he's not a Francis Ford Coppola. He's not a Martin Scorsese. He's not that level of filmmaker. I mean, George knew it couldn't be fixed. It's just
Hey, I don't know if y'all noticed this, but go ahead, bro.
Oh, I was gonna say,
Go ahead.
it was interesting something that Jeff said on the High Council. He said go back from The Last Jedi into The Rise of Skywalker to see how many storylines they don't carry over the same way they did from The Force Awakens to The Last Jedi, because they're going to do the exact same thing. Everything that happened in The Last Jedi doesn't matter. The only thing and I'm not even 100% sure, is the fact that there were people in the Millennium Falcon at the end of the movie.
Hey, I don't know if y'all noticed this, but I finally know. I was watching The Last Jedi. I was like, man, Rey really does look a lot bigger than she did in the first one. Cause like, I never noticed this. Like in the first movie, she looks like a little kid, like in build wise. But in the second one, her arms are bigger. Like her face is much bigger. I was like, wow, she put on some weight.
Oh, so she must have been on that porg protein diet.
Yeah, she was on something. Like she wasn't fat, but like she was noticeably, she had more body mass. Like she bulked up.
Oh, so you mean like a work outfit?
Yeah.
There's
Wow. You notice that there's a difference.
You can bulk up in them the 18 hours in between the films.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'll give her credit. If that's the case, at least she bulked up more than Captain Marvel.
Oh, I lifted a jeep.
Every time she put, I'm not gonna get into Captain Marvel. Anyways, but yeah, so it's interesting, LB, you having this insight because it's been a while, and I went back through and I watched the prequels and rewatching them now after seeing, that I'm like, these actually aren't really that bad. I mean, the Attack of the Clones is still terrible, but Revenge of the Sith and
Terrible.
Phantom Menace, this,
Attack of the Clones
the
is
love scene.
terrible.
Yeah, that love scene is horrible. Come on,
God.
those lines.
It was pretty bad.
He has no
the first
game.
half,
He grew up
man,
as a slave around a bunch of fucking slaves.
I think if you take out the love story, the movie's good,
I liked,
but it's too much of it.
yeah, I liked the assassination attempt, right? My favorite scene was that scene where she puts that snake thing and they're doing the speeder chase, and he jumps from the speeder onto the assassin speeder and stuff. That stuff was all cool. And of course, I love the Yoda scene, but like that whole middle section, I'm just like watching it and I go, this was the problem. It was like being in the theater all over again. I was like, I now see why this had this issue. And then you look at that in contrast with Revenge of the Sith, and like that thing's just nonstop action.
Oh, I
There's
thought you
not
were going to
really a
say
slow
the
point
love
in there.
scene in Kylo.
Oh God,
Man.
the implied. Everyone wants an implied love scene.
Man, for me, like doing the rewatch, like I had to do it because I didn't want to make a video based off of seeing it one time in the movie theater years ago. So I wanted to really refresh my memory, and I went in with a fresh pair of eyes and ears so I could finally see more stuff instead of just talking about something from years ago. And it really helped. It really did help. I mean, I was going to do a rewatch of all the movies before the third one, Rise of whatever it's called, Rise of Skywalker came out, but I had to do it early. No lie, like watching The Force Awakens, like I kind of had like when you was a kid watching Star Wars, you had this little smile, like cherry feeling in your body.
I know exactly.
Like, I had that watching the movie.
I know exactly what you were going to do. Yep.
I had that. Like the music, it was the music mainly. Like, watching it, but then it's just like, man, no.
Yeah. You know what? I watched Revenge of the Sith on. It was actually on Disney Plus recently, and I must admit, I had a little bit of grass, and I just got it. It just everything clicked. Like I understand it. It's a very clear cut story. Like the execution isn't great, but I understand it and I enjoy it. I love it, and I feel like the lack of lightsaber battles that we've been getting in the sequel trilogy, like all are made up for in Revenge of the Sith. We were so like I grew up kind of with the prequels, and I felt like I was kind of spoiled with all these lightsaber battles and all this awesome shit.
Yeah, I
like
mean,
like
just
the
that
end
alone.
game, like the Avengers Endgame battle at the end. We already had that with Attack of the Clones, like the same kind of shots. With all the, it would have been made it better as if all of the instead of having them all be droids, they were all Sith. That'd be amazing. But yeah,
Right.
but close enough. I accepted it, and it was great.
And I
but
mean,
we had like 3 going on at once in the third movie.
oh yeah,
Didn't we?
The cutaway, Yoda. You had Obi-Wan, and you had then the other stuff going on, like them trying to escape the temple after Order 66. Like And I went back through and started watching Clone Wars, and I'm just like, wow, even the writing in the cartoon versions for 3D animated were much better constructed, way better stories.
I was just about to ask proper, like, did you watch the Clone Wars?
No, I
Okay,
didn't.
okay, because I was gonna say, man, like, I think it'll be interesting for me to go back and watch like the prequels after I've watched the Clone Wars, because I mean, like I said, for me it made the prequels a lot better. So going back again watching it'll probably be much better this time around for me. So it'll probably be a treat.
Probably, and watching it
Yep,
kind of
it will be.
sequentially.
Because
Wouldn't that'd be a chore? But it probably makes you see it in a
LB.
different light. You go from 1,
What's up?
2, Clone Wars. Yeah.
What's up, man?
think about it this way. You've watched Wars, and now you're going to go back and watch the prequels, and it's going to make it better. And you said
Yeah.
when you were watching The Force Awakens, you were getting nostalgic feelings, mostly from the music and stuff like that. Well, I would say the biggest awakens now, and anybody that would like to disagree with me, I don't think you're going to be able to. You're not going to be evidence to. Whenever you get those feelings in The Force Awakens and you go, wow, this is a really good moment. You think storyline goes in The Last Jedi, and you're like, oh yeah, this is pointless. And then you go, oh,
Yeah.
this is really about where it goes in The Last Jedi, and you go, oh yeah, this is pointless.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Yeah.
like,
when you
oh yeah,
go
these
back
are
and
very
you watch the
interesting
Clone
things.
Wars,
Let's
and
do
then you
nothing
watch the
with them.
prequels, you go, holy shit, they actually.
Yeah, yeah, and like I mean, like you're mentioning those on the sequel trilogies. It's like, man, and it's funny. All the people that was defending like all the unanswered questions from the Force Awakens. It's like when you rewatch this, it's just like all of these questions that haven't been answered. It's like you're not going to get them.
Not in one movie.
Nope.
You're not. You know what I think it's going to be? I think it's going to be an exercise in futility, because it's going to be him backtracking, going, "Oh, this is wrong. This is wrong. How am I going to answer this?" I feel like there's going to be a lot of glazing over, or like little nods, and then they're just going to move along to whatever the main story is. And that's a shame. And a lot of this has to do with why. This is what baffles my mind about the whole situation. Why do you feel the need to switch directors? I mean, that's a pretty pivotal role.
I mean,
That's
Decide you're gonna
well,
switch.
well,
the
that wasn't.
original trilogy, they used different directors each movie.
But they had like the difference is they still had Lucas the entire time.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's
They-
on Kathleen Kennedy.
Right.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You had
Whereas now they have
Lucas-
the entire time.
I
and
see
it
what
doesn't work.
And it's funny. I went to see Knives Out the second time, which, by the way, the unicorn agreed with
Oh
me.
my God.
She figured out the movie in the middle of the movie too.
Oh, I did too. I was just like, oh, I see where this is going. But you know
Yeah,
what?
right?
I'll be honest. I liked it.
Like what?
I gave it a 7. I don't like when you have a mystery and they give
What?
you a clue like you're an idiot.
The Force
Like
Awakens?
in
It's
the
out.
no, Ryan Johnson's.
In the
Oh, Knives Out. Okay, I'm not into those kind of movies, like those Clue Who Done It movies. So it's like, regardless of who did it, I wouldn't have went to go see it. So go ahead.
It's not made for you.
Oh shit. No, but when I'm watching it, I'm like, but I'll give it to proper. It is a good movie as far as acting, and it does hook you to want to know. Because
Yeah, and it was a pretty airtight story. Maybe I have to see it again.
Movie when it comes to acting when they had that cast.
Yeah, so
Right.
you know, with that cast, it wasn't badly acted. It was just like when you get to where you get to, and you're just like, this is it. That's how I felt. I was like, okay, I figured out who it was. I just didn't figure out the why. And then it's like, I got to the end of the movie, and it's like the why is so generic. Like I've seen this 1,000 times. For how they set it up, it could have been so much better. I'm gonna do like a spoiler and like really get in depth with it because I've heard a lot of people say to me, "Well, how could you? It was a good movie." And I go, "Yeah, for Ryan Johnson, if you're looking at Force Awakens or I mean Last Jedi, then yeah, an Academy Award winner." But if you look in the context of its genre, the concept has been done several times and much better.
Yeah.
So, I
In
mean,
this chat, LB.
still, this isn't the movie.
Yeah, I am.
Oh, I'm waiting for Terrence.
Is that what you were laughing about?
Where's that video?
Yeah.
Because I don't remember, and you would have to tell me, Zod, because I didn't see the movie yet. Did Terrence get it right with one of his predictions from his earlier video?
He he was on track. I don't know if he figured it out. Terrence, if you're in the chat, buddy, tell me if you figured it out midway or if they tricked you. But one of his predictions was right.
No, I got it right from that original speculation that he did from the trailer.
He was close with one of the characters. You'd have to go back through and watch it again, and then I'll tell you which one
Okay.
he was close with. But
Do I want to put myself through that?
oh, it's hilarious. That video that he did was so funny.
Watching
He got me
Terrence's
jazzed up to go see
video
the
about
movie.
it.
Yeah, I
Okay.
actually half of the reason for me seeing the movie was because of that. Because what he did,
That's interesting.
he was so excited and animated. I'm like, you know what? Now I want to know who did it.
It's like, oh, fine. I want to know too.
Yes. And then we saw it, and it was funny because Bitchy comes out, and she's like, "That's it." She's like, "Son of a bitch! I wasted 2 hours." She goes, "I fucking figured it out in the middle of the movie." I like, right? So, I mean, proper. When we go off air, because I don't want to spoil it. Should there be that one person who wants to see it, but I'll get your thoughts on what you thought about the thing, and then what my idea was, because we made our own ending to that. That would have been much better, but yeah, you know, it got way off base here.
Already
But
fixing a Ryan Johnson product. What a surprise!
Hey, let me ask y'all this: Did the YouTubers make a Knives Out flopped video?
no, because
Okay.
it didn't flop.
Ooh,
Right,
I have
know.
not
I
pop
was
up.
just wondering. Okay, I'm just wondering because I know it didn't flop, but you know, if it didn't make 100 million, some were going to say it flopped. You know.
Right.
No. Look.
No, I haven't seen any
I
of those
think of
pop
it-
up.
You know what?
Well,
I like Odin's movie review when he does the numbers because everyone's quick to call a flop, but it's numbers. It's simple numbers. It's as long as they make in the first week at least a majority of the budget back, then the preceding weeks they will break even or make a profit. Those first opening weeks is when they get 60% of the box office. So the first 2 weeks of the film are the most important. After that is just basically gravy for the company. Because the first 2 weeks is when the studio is seeing the profits. That doesn't mean it has to make 100 million. It just has to make whatever the production budget is and whatever it costs for them to do the advertising. And it's normally, if you have a film that's like made for, let's use Charlie's Angels. Say you have a film made for 45 million. and your advertising goes another 10 or 20, right? So you're in the $50 million to $60 million range. All you have to do in the first 2 weeks is make a little bit past that, and then the preceding weeks will take you over. If you don't make that in the first 2 weeks, then you're going to flop. And I hate to hear people that talk about a movie flopping before the numbers even come out, because it's ridiculous. You can't tell nothing off the first 2 days, the first 3 days. You got to wait a full 2 weeks.
Yeah, man.
Well, what
People
annoys
just
me
dumb.
is
Like,
when
it's a
you
movie.
use the word flop for disappointment. Like Jedi flop.
Yeah, like you didn't like
Well,
it.
it didn't flop. It was a
Yeah.
disappointment.
Yeah, what did it do? Like 2 billion?
No,
No, it
over
did
a billion.
1.3 something.
Who? Oh, The Last Jedi.
Last Jedi.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so that's when you're
Right,
in the
which means it
billions.
still
You
made a
can't
bunch
call
of money, but it was still a disappointment.
It's
Yeah,
not
I
a
mean,
flop.
He
Like,
made
It
money,
flopped in our
It
hearts.
holds the
That's what it
record.
was.
Holds the record for the largest drop for a sequel of all time. To go from one movie
yeah, it
to the
was like
next, largest drop ever.
Yeah.
$700
it was like a
million.
70%.
No, not 70%. $700 million.
Oh, I thought you were still talking about the week to week from the release.
No, I'm talking to go from The Force Awakens to go from The Last Jedi. You went from a $2 billion to a $1.3 billion movie. It's the largest
I
dip
see what
in
you're
any
saying.
franchise from one movie of all time.
For me, that's not really such a big deal. I know it because like it wasn't going to make $2 billion, but it did drop, and it had a significant drop in the second week. But if it was say the Last Jedi, not Last Jedi, say the Force Awakens made $1 billion total, and then the Last Jedi made 300. Now that would be a cause to panic.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
No, the cause to
right.
panic was, if we're going comparatively, the cause for panic was you came from Last Jedi, right? And then Solo came out. That's a perfect example, because that is a monumentous loss.
Well,
And
it did
the drop.
it did a similar thing that The Last Jedi. It went from Rogue One, which was somewhere between 1 billion and 1.1, and it only made 94 million. So it had a $600 million drop from movie to movie, because nobody wanted the episodic films to the Star Wars stories. So I don't have to, but you compare them to each other close. So you do relative to relative. Why did both movies drop so massively from them? Because I would think that in the hearts of Star Wars fans, people Han Solo just as much as they love Darth Vader, except Alden Ehrenreich isn't fucking Han Solo, so.
we know your feelings about that. But I mean, yeah, so I mean,
No, he's
you
a
just
I still remember EBS called him Alden Third Ehrenreich for the longest time.
I mean,
Pretty
and
wild.
that movie was just see, that movie's problems though. See, and here's the issue, too, is that movie was plagued with issues that could have been still overcome. Despite its publicity. We saw that with Captain Marvel, right? It had all that press surrounding it. But if it had a good preceding movie before it, it still would have been okay. You still would have gotten a turnout. But the fact that you didn't get a good movie before it really hurt that box office. And that's why I find it interesting as to where Rise of Skywalker is going to fall, because I'm really curious. There's a lot of people who are saying, oh, I don't want to see it, or blah, blah, blah. But let's be real, okay, everybody? Everyone watching, let's be 100%. you all want to see it because everybody wants to go and they want to talk about how much the film sucks. So I'm going to say that opening weekend is going to be massive.
Man, I tried to
What do you
watch
mean?
Solo on Disney
I
Plus,
didn't
but it
see
ain't available
Terminator
yet.
and I talked about how much it sucked.
I saw
Yeah,
the
but
first
what's
5 minutes and I complained very much so how it was terrible.
Man, so I get tired of this mess too. This is kind of a sidetrack. Like Terrence is asking, "Have you seen his comments?" Tommy's talking about you won't see his comments or whatever. It's like, all right, y'all gotta tag us, man. Just like Twitter, Facebook, tag us. It's much easier. It's much easier to be
Right.
acknowledged if you tag us. It's just like,
You
man,
gotta have that up.
like if we're using Twitter and you say LB on a tweet, if I'm not tagged, how am I going to see it? Unless I'm sitting there watching my Twitter timeline the whole entire day.
Right.
Blaming the audience.
Right. I
Yep.
don't search my own name.
I'm getting my Ryan Johnson
That's
on
what
right
the
now.
notifications are for.
See, LB is really ready for the Star Wars movies.
Yeah, man. I'm imitating Ryan Johnson.
Oh gosh, but I
Like,
mean, yeah,
like straight up, bro. Like it's not specifically Tommy, but like even earlier on, they complaining you ignoring the women in the chat. Well, why'd your dumb self tag us? Like that, it's not that hard to do. Tag
We're
the
ignoring
name.
women. We're ignoring women in the chat. There are women here.
Well,
Yeah, apparently
Oh,
so.
well, apparently there were
They got
before.
upset. They got upset and
Well,
went
yeah.
to start their own stream. It's like, bro,
Maybe it's a big troll thing.
I'm talking about this on my stream tomorrow. I'm another fed up stream by me.
Huh.
I do. They name the other
Oh.
stream "Revolt Against Zod."
I think they're just. I think it's just a joke. Like it's. No, I mean, like it's not supposed to be taken seriously. Like, not entirely.
Trust me, bro. They in their feelings.
So, Terrence says, at General Zod, I knew who it was from the beginning. I was invested in
Why don't
creating
you
the case.
invite him in?
Daniel Craig.
He still don't tag you right. Lord.
LB, you've got
That's
one
funny.
here for you.
I got what?
You got a tag?
Got tagged from Tommy.
I read it.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey, man.
In your head?
It's
Raid
like
their
this.
stream.
It's simple. Like we all grown here. Like you got a simple choice. Like you could either keep complaining about something or move on. It's like, what is I even say this to these people that sit there and complain on Twitter about every single thing possible. Like if you're complaining every day about something and you don't see anything changing, why don't you just move along on to something else to complain about?
That's true. I agree.
So we should move on from Star Wars. Is that what you're saying?
Not necessarily. No, you know what's funny about that? You know what's funny about that? I don't remember what stream I was doing. It might have been The Mandalorian or Disney Plus, one of the things. But like, I'm talking about this stuff, and people in the chat talking about how much they hate Star Wars. I'm never doing this. I'm never watching this. It's just like, okay, I'm here talking about Star Wars and Disney. Why are you here? You're just here to let me know how much you hate Star Wars and Disney. Like you're wasting your time here. Like you spending so much time talking about how much you hate Disney and Star Wars. Like if you hate it so much, find something else that you might like. Like why are you wasting so much time talking about you hate Star Wars?
And see, LB, this brings me to my original point. My original point of people saying that They don't want to see this movie. It's destroying everything, right? And all this stuff. But all of the same people, I can guarantee you, are going to go and see it. Like, I've
So
never
they can
said,
complain about it.
so they can kick. Exactly. That's exactly the point. So they can do a video and complain about it. But
Right,
that's
right.
the
I mean,
that's what we do.
we know the YouTube game. We know that. It's, like for example, like I watch SVU, right? Every single week it comes on the new episodes, and I hate it. I really hate it. But it's like it's a part of my life, and I just can't turn it off. So I watch every single episode with my homeboy, and we sit there and we text each other and talk about how much we hate it every single week. But we still watch it every single week.
Are you
They
okay?
can't
Yeah.
lose LB. He will never quit them.
Like,
that is
Once you lose
wonderful.
LV, it's over.
like I fully get this Star Wars thing, but like, man, it's just I just don't understand. Like, why are you going out of your way to let other people know how much you hate it?
You know, and you, now
Because
that
we
you bring
hate
that
it.
up,
That's
but
why.
while we bring that up, the other thing, and PB knows about this because you were on that with me, you and Stevie did the review of all the Mandalorian shows. I said the other thing that makes me upset is when people are jumping to conclusions about the Mandalorian
Right.
based upon the fact of the movies. And I get, it's not the same medium, it's not the same writer, it's not the same director. I'm not going to condemn a movie or a show just because of something unrelated. I don't consider the movie
Right.
related to the
Yeah.
Mandalorian. It's a
Yeah.
different director, it's a different story, it's a different part of the galaxy. So going and saying, "Oh, chapter 4 was woke," that pissed me off. I mean, I've left comments on people's videos like saying, "If you had, if you had Brie Larson on there going,
It's so hard to leave a comment.
hey, I'm beating up the Mandalorian," then yes, I might say Disney went woke, but with the Mandalorian. But you had someone who looks like a man beating up the Mandalorian. And they explain the backstory. I don't see where the jump is. It's, you know, it's also a distrust. If you're going to give a show a chance, then you have to
Give it a
disband.
chance.
Exactly. You got to disband your
Yeah.
Trooper.
Like, bruh, like
exactly.
every single episode I've done a review of the Mandalorian, and it people are in there. I'm not buying Disney Plus. I'm not watching this. I'm not doing that. Like, I'm not watching the Mandalorian because Star Wars sucks. It's like, bruh, like you said, you're not even giving the show a chance. Like, you're hating on something that you haven't even watched. Like,
Yeah, and you can't accurately comment on something you haven't seen before.
right.
Like, you can't do a review of a movie you haven't seen before. It wouldn't be a review. It would be like a non-review or like an anti-review. Just like, oh, I hated that space station thing that I saw on the internet that somebody talked about that may or may not be based off a Reddit leak that was predicted a year ago.
Yeah, man.
You know, it's ridiculous.
People are being stupid, and I tell these people, it's like, man, y'all get mad at the media calling you names, but you're basically feeding into exactly what they're calling you. Like, you're going from video to video talking about you're not watching this because you hate what they did to the Star Wars movies. It's like, that's trolling.
So you hate Star Wars. We get it.
Right. Yeah.
Terrence, I do agree with you. I said that in my review that she used to be an MMA fighter and she was a champion, if my memory serves me correctly. So
Yeah, she was one of the biggest. She was one of the biggest female MMA stars at that time.
yeah, so it's like this is what, and this is the thing that pisses me off about this whole thing. Okay, and it's a problem that's in the Phantom Collective and the Phantom Menace amongst some people, where if you want them to change and you see a product that is actually doing something and trying to make that change creatively and story wise, then you can't condemn it for that. Now I can complain about the pacing and some things like that, but as far as like the dialogue, the story, what they're setting up, I gave episode 3 a perfect 10. That to me was perfect TV.
Yeah.
I watched that episode like 3 times. So
Yeah, man.
I mean, they got something, and you know, this is the thing people don't
I
understand.
wish they were longer.
Me too, honestly. But here's the
And
thing that
that's
people
how
don't
you know
understand.
that it's good stuff.
Yeah,
Exactly.
man. It's just people got to move on, bro.
Nobody says, I wish The Force Awakens was longer. Nobody says, I wish The Last Jedi was longer.
I wish Return of the King was longer. Oh wait, it is on the extended edition.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
I love Tommy's reply. He said he hates everything. Well, that's good. See, hate everything equally if you're gonna go that route.
I mean, that's cool, but like that, it's just weird to me. Like these people going from to video, you're letting people know you're not watching this, you're not doing this, you're not doing that. Like, okay, why are you here? We're talking about a TV show that has nothing to do with the movies outside of it's in the Star Wars galaxy.
Yeah,
I
if
mean,
they said,
they could be there just because they enjoy your commentary, LB.
Well, that's perfectly fine, but if they enjoy my commentary, they know how I am. So it's like you and your constant
Correct.
talking, your constant hating on something I'm talking about is it's just a waste of time.
and LB, I was really glad that you brought that point up, because honestly, I said, everyone heard me. I'm like, I'm not getting Disney Plus. I'm not getting Disney Plus. God damn it, I got Disney Plus. I started watching Gravity Falls. It's probably one of the best cartoons I've seen in years. And I'm just sitting here going, these motherfuckers, they got me. I
Man.
got that. I got
Yeah,
that.
like
Oh my God! Shut up about Gravity Falls.
I talked about that before. I was like, bruh, like for all of y'all grown adults that are complaining about what Kathleen Kennedy did to your Star Wars movies, like if you've got kids, you got nephews, you got little ones, you're doing a disservice to them by being petty. Like Disney Plus got so much stuff on there that you can have for your kids. Like now, if you want to get it or not, that's your decision. But like if you're being petty because what they've done to your movie, like I said, you're doing a disservice to the kids, man. You really are.
Could you?
You don't
what
have
is
to
the
worry
line
about
between-
COPA on Disney Plus.
Yeah, that's true. What's the difference between like what LB? What at what point does it become petty instead of just having legitimate complaints? Is like the longevity of how long you talk to people about it?
I think like I don't have a problem with people voicing their opinion about how they don't like something, but like say if you're doing a review on something, you talk about how much you like it or whatever, but then people are jumping in the comments just they haven't seen it. Like Rise of Skywalker. Say you like the movie. You give it a good review. These people in the comments, I'm not watching this movie, blah, 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 blah. F Disney, F Disney, F Disney, F Kathleen Kennedy. In a movie review that you gave a glowing review. It's like, okay, what's the point here?
It's like, all right, like every video, even like every tweet, it's just like, I like pancakes. They're like hashtag Last Jedi awful.
Right.
Like
exactly.
and I do it jokingly, but a lot of people like are seriously post about that every day.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, guys, like this isn't what we intended.
Oh, I thought you were going to say, I like pancakes. Yeah, but carbs are the devil.
Like I legit
what? No.
Like whenever I make a Star Wars video or if I tweet about Star Wars, it doesn't matter what is being talked about. Somebody has to come in and let me know that they don't like Star Wars and F Star Wars, blah blah. The Last Jedi sucked. It's always somebody. It's like, what does this have to do with what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Yeah. Again, I go back to like somebody takes a picture of their lunch or something, like, this is delicious, you should go to this burger place, it's awesome. Last Jedi sucks.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Your review was whoa. It's just like what? Like what? It was a movie review. Like I liked it. What the fuck? You know.
And you
So
know,
I under. So now, like you actually, brought up a lot of good points. And I'm starting to understand. Like, yeah, okay, that's why some people are just kind of like, all right, we're done with you assholes who won't shut up about it.
yeah, and
But
you know,
but
that's why
it
I
doesn't
started.
hide. But it doesn't excuse it, I guess. But I understand both sides.
Yeah, man. Like I say, man, you well within your rights to say whatever you want. Like I'm not trying to censor nobody, but like, come on, man. Like, I understand if you're like a kid, that's what kids do. But if you're grown and an adult, it's like you have to sit there and take a step back and realize, like, what you're doing is extremely petty and childish, man.
It's like we get it. No one cares anymore.
Yeah, we get it. We all get it. I think we all agree we don't like The Last Jedi. But I think we can all agree that, we're not going to go out of our way to tell people we hate The Last Jedi and Star Wars sucks every chance we get.
No, because
Not
here's the
not
thing.
every
No, it
chance.
needs to come up in the conversation.
All the time, no matter what it's about. We could be doing laundry, and I'm wearing Yoda socks. Like Last Jedi, awful. Like, oh, God, like
Well,
what
no,
I
if Herb
remember.
was here, he'd say Yoda's trash.
No, but he's like, but Baby Yoda is great. He loves Baby
You know-
Yoda.
You know what? Let's talk about that for a second because you know what? Perp's not on here, and I'm going to talk shit about him because he's not on here, and apparently that's what we do on my
He said
channel.
he was going to be late. I don't know what he meant by late. It's only been 2 hours and 20 minutes.
So how
Yeah.
does he not like Yoda, but he likes Baby Yoda and affectionately calls him YOLO?
Let me just tell y'all about Perp.
Whoa,
He be
whoa, whoa,
trolling.
whoa, whoa.
Perp be trolling.
Like,
No, this was off camera.
Oh.
yeah, like I'm like, he seriously hates Yoda, but he loves little Baby Yoda. Like,
For me, I'm not a big fan of Yoda. Like, I don't say I have a problem with Yoda, but like,
Better not.
I'm a fan. I'm a fan of Baby Yoda. I'm really a fan of Baby Yoda.
so
I guess
what
it's
if they
'cause-
pull Game of Thrones and just off him?
I would probably be extra sad.
That would be terrible.
Like, now straight
I
up,
actually think that would be cool. I'm not
like,
gonna lie.
straight up, think about it. Like, I've said this a few times, but like, we've had a bunch of movies from the Disney sequel trilogy and the Solo movies, and now we got this. And Baby Yoda is probably the first character that the majority of the Star Wars fans that've seen it are invested in these new movies.
And they all love.
Yeah.
Like it's
I
universally
would agree with
beloved.
that for the most part.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I want to put out the flip part of this. I don't want the Mandalorian to take a back seat and have Baby Yoda then be the highlight of the show in the Mandalorian.
He's already in the
Because-
back seat. They need to change the name of the show to YOLO and the Mando.
I would have no problem about that. And we don't even know if his name is really Yoda. We don't know.
Oh,
We have no
there he
idea what
is.
he's named.
Yo,
Perp,
Hey,
He has arrived.
I have a
Well-
bone to pick with you. How do you
Oh.
say?
What?
How do you say Yoda is trash, but you're all about that YOLO life?
they're two different people. What you mean?
They're the same race.
Yeah,
They're
I don't know
literally
what
the
his
same
point
race.
is. I don't
yeah,
know.
yeah. Wait, what? Wait,
Hold on.
just
What is
because
that?
they're
What?
the same race?
Did I
because
just hear
they're
that?
the same race?
So you
But
mean
you would love or hate someone else because of they share the same race as
so
someone
Zod,
else?
Oh my
Like
God.
that you
This is like the
don't
definition
like?
of racism.
It's just like,
Holy
this is
shit.
very racist.
What you
Zod
said?
the bigot. Hashtag.
What was you gonna say, LB?
Zod.
I was gonna say like, bruh, like, so you basically trying to say what to piggyback off of proper say? You're basically trying to say just because they're the same race, it's supposed to be we're supposed to like them. So
or not
Always
like
assuming.
them.
He's
Yeah,
always
like-
assuming.
Like, come on, bro. Like, there's plenty of black YouTubers I don't like, Zod.
Are you saying like if you saw like a black kid like almost drown, you'll say like they all can't swim? Is that it?
Or you'll
Oh.
say like, for the record, I want to say I have no idea who this chick is in the Bond movie. I don't even watch the James Bond movie. So to say I know some shit about her is nope, that's false. I don't know.
No,
nothing.
hold on. Now, you know the media, we're supposed to support her because she's a strong black woman, perp.
That's right.
Even though her acting was absolute trash in Captain Marvel.
She was in that. Oh, that was her.
Support
Yes.
women.
That
There's
terrible
all of
acting.
There's all,
no.
you
With
know,
her
like it's
gigantic
almost-
teeth.
It almost sounds like one of those things that are like, you know, like subtle statements that are just like subtly racist, but they're not like insulting, really. Just like you just look at someone like you see. I'm gonna give an example. Like what could I say? Like, do you know? Hey, do you know that kid? You know that, and he's like the only other black kid in the school. Like, do you two know each other? Just like what? Like no, like what? Like I'm in 5th grade. The other one's in kindergarten. We don't know each
Oh
other.
my god.
This is interesting.
Tommy says, so what you're saying, LB, is there isn't anything wrong with listening to a different opinion if you're not just hating, even if you may not agree. For me, I don't mind
Wait,
listening to. I think you're asking me if there's an issue with, do I have an issue listening to people with different opinions? Like for me, I don't have a problem with listening to people with different opinions. But for me, I want you to explain your position on things. Like if I say I love apple juice and you say apple juice is trash and I ask you why and your answer is because, then you know that's not good enough for me. That's practically hating. Like you got to explain your position. Why don't you like apple juice? You know what I'm saying? That's as basic as I could put it. Does
Yeah,
that make
like-
sense?
I don't like
It
apple
doesn't
juice.
have any pulp.
Yeah.
I like
better not
grapefruit.
be fault. I like vodka in my orange juice.
Jesus.
I like vodka in my orange juice, but not after I brush my teeth.
Alcoholic.
I know.
For brushing my teeth?
I mean,
No,
But
that
like-
you get all of your vodka in before you brush your teeth.
for me, like, I don't want everyone to agree with me. Like, that's not fun for me. Like, I like people to disagree. There's
You
nothing
know,
wrong
you
with
know
some-
what is fun, LB?
What's up?
Cunt says, proper gropes anything that moves. I'm talking, Zod.
What? What? I don't
That's what it
grope
says.
anything.
That's hey man, you
Liar!
gotta take it up with confused Biden.
He's confused.
Very
What,
confused.
what else is there to know? Yeah. I don't know what he's talking about.
Zod, like, are
that
you on your
weirdo.
cell phone tonight?
Yes, I am.
See,
Loser.
and I think you've mentioned that. You mentioned that earlier when you said you
No.
couldn't scream. So you see these
Yeah, I
people in the chat complaining about absolutely for no reason. They just complain tonight.
Yeah, you know.
Like I mean, I don't. When I had to use StreamYards on my phone, like I mentioned to people, like, look, I'll probably be ignoring the chat because I'm not on my computer. But like, man, these people, bruh. These people, bruh. I swear.
Can I do a shameless plug?
Go ahead, man.
Lonely
long-
with Friends.
As long as you don't
Today,
leave
tonight.
after.
No, I said Lonely with Friends tonight. Make
Look,
sure y'all
man,
watch.
I was it's an open invitation. I'm sending an open invitation to everybody that got a problem with me. They're not going to show up.
Ooh, a hater stream.
Yeah.
Ooh.
All the smoke.
Cause Daddy Pants when we was on Mad Squirrel stream, he jumped in the chat talking noise about me, and I told
Yeah,
him,
what
look,
a dick.
I said to him straight up, I'm like, bruh, next Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, open invitation. You get 5 minutes.
LB called him a douche. It was hilarious.
I'm like, bro, you got 5 minutes to air your grievances, and then whatever else happens when I start speaking, that's all on you.
5 minutes? That's like 3 cans of beer.
No, I can get out a lot in 5 minutes.
Yeah, I'm giving whoever come on 5 minutes, and then I'm gonna time them, and then the buzzer gonna go off. They're gonna get muted, and then I'm going to speak.
Well,
And then there will be a rebuttal.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe,
Like a debate.
maybe if you thought of having a conversation instead of just monologuing, that's what I'm imagining. Just like, all right, here's a timer, speak, and then you sit back.
Yeah, we could. No, we're going to have a conversation. I mean, that's on them.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
I'm not going
Yeah.
to sit there and yell and throw hissy fits. No, I'm gonna let if they come on, I'm
Right.
gonna let them talk. I'm gonna let them say what they have to say. I'm going to respond, and then we discuss it and move on.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna be on.
So time the actual conversation. That makes sense.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So we'll see how that goes. But I'm going to talk about tonight with the pettiness of Morris stream and all that. I'm gonna talk about that too. 'Cause,
All right.
yeah, man, that was ridiculous.
Oh,
Man.
the pettiness is real.
Yeah, man. So, like
Yeah,
I said,
Burp, I thought you might have been on Moira's stream.
is he on mute?
I don't think
Yeah, I'm
so.
about to be on
Is
the
he?
road, my fault. But nah, I wasn't about to be on any stream.
Ah.
But I said,
Oh, well, then why didn't you say that earlier?
Nah, I just said I would. I might as well show my face. So, real fast.
Oh, this picture isn't your real face?
That is my real face.
Oh.
Oh,
See,
yeah,
I'm-
that's what I thought.
Oh,
Wait.
congratulations.
Congratulations. What the fuck?
What? Like, what was
Oh
I
my
supposed
God.
to say?
I might even. I'm thinking I might even post the StreamYard's link like publicly. I'm gonna post it in the chat and on my Twitter because I mean.
Oh
I like,
man, that should be hilarious.
Hey,
Oh my
Can I
God.
just come in? Can I just come in and be like, I got beef, and then promote myself and jump out?
Oh,
Sure.
I've.
Sure.
Look,
I
I got
know who
beef.
you're referring to.
You
tell
never
him you're playing.
read the messages from Mega Jetty.
You could pull a Sean Stackhouse.
All right, get Terrence on. We should have him on.
Terrence ain't got beef with anybody except for his dad.
Oh, the daddy
It's
issues.
the only
I forgot
person
about
I've ever heard yell at him.
that. Oh, okay.
Oh man,
That's a fact. I'm not joking, LB.
Yeah, I
You
know.
bastard.
I know. I know.
But you know what? It's funny because I think like the latter half of the stream, we've been doing a good job here, and everybody jumped off. I just find the irony hilarious.
Well, whose fault is that?
Oh my God. Terrence
had-
said, I don't have beef with my dad. He doesn't matter.
Man. Man.
I guess computers don't care about their makers.
I'm dying.
Oh man. That guy there, man.
Oh man, I was not expecting that. That's pretty good.
Lord, oh Lord, oh Lord.
Sporking News Podcast. You're welcome. Good to see you on the channel, buddy. Hope the fourth wave
Yeah,
went low
welcome. You
tonight.
showed up just in time before the beef that Biden touch has in his pants.
So, you know, um, I'm just gonna say this now because I just feel like I have to say this. Um, Anybody who gets their feelings hurt in my chat, and anybody who feels the need to do a competitive stream, go ahead, because I've had people run competitive streams against me, and I'm just gonna do a collage of where are they now. You know what I mean? I don't care. You want to do your own thing,
They
go
don't
ahead.
have the
You want to talk
stamina
shit?
that we do.
I don't care. I'm gonna still continue.
I don't
to
know.
come
I
up
They
with
get
fall
tired when I
asleep.
walk up a flight of stairs. Yeah.
Damn it.
I don't have the time in my day, and you know, I got other
Just
shit to worry
get
about.
a watch then.
Man, bruh, like honestly, bruh,
There you go. I was late.
like
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
know
I was a little late on that.
I know YouTube's like a big community. You could do whatever you want, but like I feel like people who are, you know, connected in the same kind of circle, that it's just real lame and petty that people start do streams at the same time you stream, or you know, while you're streaming because they don't get what they want, they start going to stream to take away from your audience and stuff. Now, I'm not saying you can't stream at the same time as another person, because like sometimes it happens. Like sometimes it slips your mind. Like you can't keep track of everybody. There's so many people. But like going out your way to do it on purpose, man, that's just extra lame. Like really, the lamest.
Yeah, and I mean, you know,
Right.
go ahead, PB.
Well, I know it's happened to LB a couple of times that it might not have necessarily been intentional, where other people have started up a stream on a Thursday night. I know there's definitely been times where it was intentional,
Yeah.
and to do it intentionally is, you know, you've decided to. I was there and I was watching this person, and you know they offended me, so I'm gonna pull from their audience. Well, I guess fuck you too.
Yeah. It's lame. It's lame. There's nothing else.
Yeah,
There's
like,
nothing
I
else. No other way to
didn't
put it.
start it. I was just sitting here having a conversation.
There's no other way to put it, man.
Yeah. And here's the
Like,
thing,
I don't need
everybody-
words.
and here's the thing. You know what? Y'all will be back tomorrow. So,
Oh, for sure.
yeah.
They all
So,
come back, even
I
if they
mean-
don't show up in it.
So I mean, I'm not gonna sit here. I'm tired. I'm not gonna sit here and fucking cater to everyone. I don't give a flying fuck, you know, about your feelings. And you know, another thing too, I'm not gonna sit here and just because some people are on certain nights, it's gonna be a habitual thing. You know, don't just sit here and start spamming stuff in the chat. If I didn't send you a link, there's a reason for it. I can only have 6 people, but I don't really need to justify my reasons. So if you don't like it, then that's too fucking bad. All right.
That man. I know to a lot of people I just seem like the grumpy old YouTuber. I know I do, man, because I rant and I just be honest with my thoughts. It's like, ain't no reason to be hiding stuff from people because you ain't doing nothing to me. But like, this entitled approach by too many people feeling like just because they interact in the chat, just because they give a super chat, just because they watch your videos or comment, they feel like they need to be on your streams. No, that's not how it works, people.
Or just been on once before. They should be on every time for the foreseeable future.
Yeah.
Got earned
And
your
this
stuff.
isn't for anyone who's
Like-
here. We're talking about shenanigans. If you just jumped in, we're talking about stuff that happened earlier tonight with people coming in and you know, wanting to start another stream. you know, because they weren't getting acknowledged or they weren't getting a link, and it's just
Hey, where's my
ridiculous.
link that you totally weren't going to give me? Like, what the?
I am upset that you didn't give me a link for
The
that.
very first. Oh, go ahead, Perp.
Nah, so I am upset that I wasn't able to, talk about the Mandalorian, because I had some input, but it's all good. It's cool. Water.
I'm upset that you all don't say my name in every single one of your videos. Like, what kind of people are you?
Actually, you know
Oh,
what?
that you doing?
In my Mandalorian review, I mentioned you in Second Street Marvel.
That's not enough.
That's not every single one of your videos.
I will amend them tonight.
That's just a
As you
single.
I like what Sporking News podcast said. He said, "Really, people need to grow the fuck up." Thank you, Sporking. I
They
agree.
do. I don't. I mean, I don't really go into too many people live streams, but I'm just curious. Do they do this with the bigger YouTubers?
Signs
No.
point toward fuck no. At least from what I can read.
Because,
Well, some people
Sometimes the chat's going a little too fast. But from what I can read, I never see half a dozen or dozen people in a live stream that has a couple hundred or 1,000 people watching saying, "Hey, where's my link? Hey, where's my link? I have some thoughts I could share." No, I don't see that. And that's just like who was on earlier tonight. It was John earlier tonight, and he had a couple hundred people watching him, and it's just him. He didn't have anyone else on. It's just him talking. Nobody in chat was asking for a link to come on and talk about. He was talking about Star Wars, and he was talking.
Oh, son of a bitch! Someone did James Bond. Damn you, John! Oh, always up on it.
Look at
And
John Talks
Heinz a room on the
biting your
panel. He was
content.
all
What is?
alone.
Yeah, man. John
Wait,
Talks.
wait.
How dare you talk about what Phantom Zone
Yeah,
talks we're gonna talk about? How dare you, John Talks?
What the fuck are you talking about, Zod, you fucking asshole? Like, no, only I may discuss these
Yeah,
topics.
exactly.
Exactly. Yep.
Like John
'Cause-
Talks should apologize tomorrow. Like seriously. Like as
Hey,
soon as
I'm
he wakes
sorry. Wow.
up, a
Jeez.
full
Yeah,
apology video.
he
and
needs
then
to
a live
DM
stream.
the general and ask him every night, "Hey, well, I don't want to be stepping on your topics here. I want to be stealing your thunder."
Yeah, man. Like shoot. You know what? Let
proper
me DM
etiquette.
John Talks to tell him that he disrespected General Zod, and I think it's only right that he sends out an apology. Because, like, seriously, what was he thinking?
How about you message him? Message him.
Yeah.
No, seriously, go ahead, go Zod right now and DM him.
Oh my god!
Like, what was he thinking? Like, come on, man.
And John Talks follows me, so I'm gonna message him and be like, "Man, I had this article. I
I'll
was
laugh
going
my
to
ass
cover it.
off.
I
I'll
saw
send him a
it
message.
early."
Arrested.
Why
Be
didn't?
like,
Why don't you?
"Dude, you fucked up,
Why
John."
don't you still?
I'm coming for you. I'm gonna stream the same exact
You know
time he
what?
does.
Straight up, I'm just gonna be like, John Talks. Don't let this happen again, okay? LB out.
I can't add anything more to that.
Nope, that's perfect. He'll be like,
Mic drop.
"What the hell is this shit?"
Oh man. Oh my goodness.
No, going back to the
Oh man.
asking for a link to be on people's stream. The first time that LB ever did the doing the test on what it was a Monday or Tuesday night or whatever, because it wasn't on
Yeah.
Thursday. I know that for sure. I was sitting here at home watching it, and he's like, "Hey, I'm doing my test to see how it works, making sure everything's gonna work the way they do, and this is how it's gonna be set up. This is how I'm doing a show." And then you invited Mad Squirrel, I did Perp on, and I'm sitting here watching the show. And the entire time, I watched the entire time, and not once myself, well, what the fuck? I've talked to him just as much as these other people. Where the fuck? And to my surprise, halfway through the stream, randomly, I was awarded a for just
I felt
being there and
bad
not
for
being
you.
a fucking asshole. Oh, okay. But I don't
Yeah.
understand the compulsion of, oh, I've showed up to this channel of that I've previously talked to. Somebody who I partially know, whatever you want to make the qualifications of, and they're not giving me a link to this particular. Who the fuck cares? Go do something else if it's that big of a problem for you, or just sit there and enjoy the show.
Yeah. Or don't.
Yeah, and
Right, it's
I say we
YouTube. I'm
start
sure you have other fucking videos you can watch.
what was that, Perp?
I said we start charging, motherfucker.
Man. You and I don't know what I was gonna say, but man, I'm tired of these people, man. F them.
Yeah, I said too. I'm like, I'm gonna change up the format, and here's the spoiler alert to anyone who listens or talks. When I started Fandom Talks, it was designated to have different people on to do wacky shit at night, and then like we had a core group here, but I still leave a spot for a different person, or LB pops on or someone else like that. That doesn't mean because you've been on a couple of times that you're going to always get that spot. You know, I wanted to do this like a late night talk show. You don't see, uh, I hate to use them like a Kimmel or any of those guys having the same people on every single night. Doesn't happen. So, I mean, the fact that people get hurt because you want to do a different stream with people that you were originally with, that baffles my mind. Like, I was like, really? Come on. I don't understand.
Man, that more whole live stream is to talk about you. This is ridiculous, man.
What's still going on?
I just clicked the link. They still talking about you.
Oh my god. Oh man.
What they say here, short motherfucker.
I'm scrolling up the chat. They was talking about me again. I'm not going back to listen to it. It's like whatever. They can address.
I ain't got time to listen to it.
Yeah.
Like the only live stream that I had went back recently and I listened to the whole thing because someone was talking about me was that morning movie chat that Second Street Marvel did. And I am so glad that I went back and listened to it because it was hilarious.
Man, he be going off, man. I'll be dying when I be watching.
It was great. It was spectacular. And oh my gosh, my feelings just got oh so hurt that I've never shown up on his channel again. No, I show up there like periodically. Like, yeah, I'm not there every Friday, or I'm not there every morning, or I'm not there every Sunday or whatever. But I try to be there because he's entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just like, I don't understand it.
Hey, man, I put it like I said, man. Like you ain't perfect. You know it. You do what you do on your channel. This is your channel. This is your stream. You, like none of these people have no pass to be on your show because it's not, late night talks with Zod and everybody. It's late night talks with Zod and PB. You bring on who you want. Yeah, don't bring on who you don't want on here. These people need to get over it. Like, you have your format. You have what you do on your show. So you do what you do until you decide you want to change it. These people just throwing fits and complaining. Like, it's whatever, man. Like it ain't nothing to be worried about them, They don't matter. Like they literally having an entire stream and they're talking about you. Like that should say something.
Yeah, actually, I'm pretty flattered. I mean, who would want to make a stream on me?
I mean, we can say this out loud. We're not talking about Terrence asking for a link, because whenever Terrence asks for a link, he only does it once, and then you either say yes or no, and then he moves on because he's not a petty asshole.
Yes, just so everyone's caught up.
Like, I mean, like I said, I'm not going back to listen to this. I'm just scrolling through the chat. Like I see that they talked about me on the stream. It's like, bruh.
What do you have to do with it at all?
Like y'all, like I said, they more than welcome. They can come to my stream tomorrow and let their grievances be known.
Right? Yeah. Put it. I make sure. I'll check on Twitter. I'll retweet that out. Be like,
Me
yeah,
too.
bring the haters.
Cause this is it. Yeah, man. It's whatever, man. Appreciate
It's
the
going to
people.
be a good.
Yeah. Say.
Go ahead.
No, I was
just going to say it's going to be a good Thursday stream.
Man, it seems like every Thursday I'm like talking noise about people. Like that's not even what I want to do. But like every week some nonsense happens on YouTube, man. Where it's like, man, you need people to put you in your place sometimes. But man, like appreciate all the people that listen to you, man. Like the people that support your channel. You know what I'm saying? Like that's all that really matters. That's all that really matters. The people that really come check out your live streams, watch your videos and stuff. All these people that leave because they can't get what they want, they're not really fans of what you're doing. I mean, I've said that about my channel too. These people that unsubscribe because I won't let them onto a live stream. Like you really wasn't a fan of me in the first place. If it's like that, it's like it's whatever, man.
Oh, that's a good one. You never let me onto the live stream. I've been subscribed to you for months. I comment on every video. Yeah, and I heart every comment. Do you not appreciate my heart?
Like I think, yeah, bro. Like I guess me thanking you at the end of my videos or thanking you for commenting and sharing your thoughts, that ain't enough. You need to be on my live streams when I don't want you on there.
Exactly.
These people are stupid, man. These people are
putting it mildly.
But yeah, anyways, I had no clue it was going to go into this direction. But you know what? Anyone who has a problem, just go ahead and DM me. You can come on live, and I'll tell you exactly.
I don't even know. How many times have you said that before? If you got a problem with me, DM me.
I always say that, and yet I feel like they take my general Zod persona to heart because I'm going to blow up their fucking plant. At one point,
never show.
Yeah, like I'm like, I have a Twitter. I have a DM. Tommy's on an awesome mod on the channel. He shares all the Twitters. If you're following me, I'm following you back. Send me a message. Say, hey, you know what? I got a complaint. I'm gonna come on your show and tell you about it.
I mean, I don't follow everybody back on Twitter. Somebody followed me yesterday that I think they had posted only a handful of tweets, and it was something Star Wars erotic. And I was like, oh, okay. I will not be thanking you for becoming a follower, and I'll just let you be.
Look, man, this YouTube game, it ain't as easy as what it used to be. Like, YouTube, they prefer the bigger channels. Like, the mainstream media channels and all that stuff. So
Right.
us smaller guys, we're doing what we can, but at the same time, we ain't. Well, I don't know about y'all, but I'm not bending over backwards for everybody just for a subscription. I'm not. I'm not.
Man, I've got work, I've got kids, I got a beautiful girl. Man, this YouTube thing I do because I have shit to say, and there apparently were people who wanted to listen to it, and I got a great group of people here in this panel together to talk about shit and bullshit, and that's what I like to do. Y'all don't like me, fuck it. I don't care. I'm not looking to become the next Geeks and Gamers or whatever else. I just
No,
maybe
I'm
want
gonna
to
be
stand.
bigger.
Ultimately,
I know you will be,
I
you
mean,
bastard.
ultimately, like I know like some people they don't listen to what I say, so they think I have a problem with geeks and gamers and I got beef with them. I don't. I don't. I have
No.
zero problems with them. I just speak my mind. Like people need to stop holding them on a pedestal. Like they're the biggest YouTube channel and like they're the god of things. But it's like the sad thing about it, a lot of people they strive to be that, right? And
Right.
they lose sense of what they want to do and who they want to be, and they try to use as many people to get where they want to get, and they lose their minds, man. Like they think they're entitled to things and stuff like that because they're trying to grow their channels. Like, no, bruh. No. You grow your own channel. Like, you're just not going to be on my live stream just because, bruh. Like,
Right.
like I say all the time, like, look, I want my own fan base. Like, I don't want people, for example, who are in here. Say to all the people that watch it right now. I don't want everyone here just to subscribe to me because I'm here. I want them to subscribe to me because they enjoyed what I had to say tonight. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
that goes to growing a fan base. And to be honest with you, like I can't tell you how you want to grow your channel, but that should be everybody's goal. Like people enjoy what you have to say. They're not just subscribing to you just because. But I'm a hater. F geeks and gamers, y'all.
Well, the one thing that I find hilarious is the people that hold them, and more specifically Jeremy, up on the pedestal, because he doesn't even put himself up on the pedestal. He's like, nah, man, I'm just a fucking human. I'm just a fucking simple man.
Right.
I'm not up on this pedestal. I'm just a guy.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, man. And it has all these people in this fandom thing just losing their minds, man. They crazy. Because they want a subscription and they want acknowledgement by Jeremy. But that ain't everybody. But
I already
it's a
got
lot
my
of them.
acknowledgement.
It's a lot of them, man. Hey. And let me clarify for you simpletons out there. I do not have a problem with geeks and gamers and Jeremy. I have a problem with you buffoons out there.
That's right.
Oh, well, you know what? This has been a great stream. I had a lot of fun. I think I'm gonna start winding it down here because this is like the perfect place to end this. We've had our controversy. Thank you, according to Christy, author Stephen Walton. He popped in and he's popping. Yeah, we're still up,
I
man.
like Christy.
Yeah, she's cool. She's cool.
Like Christy, she don't bother me to be on my stream. She don't bother me to come to her stream. She don't bother me to collab. She don't do none of that. She's a fan. I rock with Christy.
Yep, I like
Oh.
that she changed her name to according to Christy. I like that name.
And I
cool.
like her 1 minute fed up reviews.
I don't think I have watched any of those yet.
Yeah, man.
And I just wanted to highlight Tommy here. He said at Lonely Banter, at Pop Culture PB, at Perp Minded, at General Zod's Fandom Zone, and at Justin Proper. I am subbed to to everyone's here that has a channel, and I always interact with y'all because I enjoy the converse. And I agree. Like, I'm pretty sure Tommy sleeps once a year. I see him everywhere. Like,
But yeah, but I mean, like before we wrap, it's just hilarious to me, man. It's like I have what 5,800 subscribers or something like that. Like I'm not a big YouTube channel, and I'm still rather I'm a small channel, and it's crazy like how I be touching these people's souls. Like,
Yep.
like I'm not making this up, people. People share DMs. They share screenshots.
and you know what, LB? I don't care honestly what my numbers are because let me tell you something. When me and PB first started, PB, what was our numbers? Like 4 or 5 people, 4 or 5
Sure.
dedicated people watching us. And we've gone upwards to 20 people watching. So you know what?
Almost cracked 30.
Yeah, you
You
know,
know, yeah, man. It's like to be completely honest with you. Like I'm not trying to brag on myself. If I wanted to, I could probably have 20K, 50K subscribers if I was to do that kind of channel. But I'm not like that. I'm not gonna put up a gimmick. I'm just being me. But man, like
You could get there real fast if you dump milk on your stuff on like at the end of every single video.
if I didn't what?
If you dump milk on yourself, because there's black YouTubers that do that.
Man, like bro, like there's so much stupidness I can do. Like
Josh
like
Atkins,
seriously. Like I like sports, right? Like I could drop reaction videos to all the NFL games on Sunday, because like those used to get me the most subscribers and stuff like that. Like there's some things I could do, but like no, I want to talk about things I like and be honest with people. But bro, it's funny. Like Zod, you really have a live stream going on that's talking about you.
honestly,
You need
LB, I don't know whether to be offended or flattered because the
Bro,
highest
be
one was
flattered.
Flattered.
Because like if you say you're offended by this, bruh, it will happen again.
Maybe I should just be like, go ahead.
Nah,
Five
nah,
points
bruh.
up.
Don't let these people see you sweat. Like bask in it, enjoy it.
Yes,
It is.
be
It's
flattered.
hilarious. I'm flattered, and you know, just a few short months ago, no one knew shit about me. So the fact someone dedicated a whole live stream to me, I've come a long
Well,
way.
here, let's put it to you this way. For all of the live streams that I'm a part of, like this one, I put them in a playlist for everything that I'm a part of so that you can like see my progression of a live streamer. But I also decided to take that live stream on Second Street Marvel's channel and put it in that list because I feel like I was a part of it because I was mentioned every 2 minutes.
That was a great time.
hilarious.
It was, man. It was.
It was excellent. I wish I would have been there when it was live.
I don't know if you remember, but when I kept trying to get you on the stream, I was trying to get you on there with Second Street Marvel so we could talk about this.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man,
well,
you don't know with that one.
I noticed that after the fact when I went back and watched it, I was like, oh, I missed that conversation? Shit.
Like I didn't want to tell y'all that this was going to happen. Like I wasn't trying to set y'all up. Like I wasn't gonna have no beef stuff. But you know what I'm saying? I wanted it to be a surprise and we talk about it.
No, that would have been good.
But you ruined it.
I know.
But yeah, man, Mr. Zod, man, let these idiots hate. This is stupid, man.
Yeah, we'll
They
give
always
them
said-
the victory tonight that they lasted longer than we did.
Hey, they'll be. Are you doing the show tomorrow night?
Yeah, I'll be back tomorrow.
They'll be streaming this very same show at the same time tomorrow. So 24 hours.
If you don't have any haters, you're doing it wrong.
Yeah, right. On that note, let's go down the panel. This has been a great night. We're gonna end on a high note here. Let's
Hold on. Not bad. I was talking to myself.
First off, Steven, we were talking about the haters, man. You missed it earlier. You can go back. Some people had their feelings hurt because they didn't get a link.
Or
Some other people started to stream.
we can share the love. If you want to know about the haters, just go over to Mora's stream.
Go back to an hour. Yeah,
Yeah,
about
you gotta
90
be like an
minutes
hour
ago.
in.
90 minutes ago. Go back 90 minutes ago. About
Oh, okay.
90 minutes ago. I just checked the timestamp because I came in at an hour and 37 minutes ago. Yeah.
Right, and it would be right before that.
You know, LB, I find it funny now that I'm thinking about it. The Geek in the, I mean, Crack Skull Media.
Hold up. He changed his name?
Yeah, you weren't around when I had that revelation?
No.
I was sitting
he's
here
Crack
looking
Skull
through my
Media.
subscriptions. I was like, where the fuck is he? Where the fuck is he? Where the fuck is he? And then I'm looking through it again. I was like, who the fuck is Crack Skull Media? And I clicked on it and I was like, oh, that's who it is.
Man, bruh.
I was like, what an apt name.
Okay.
I was like, man, LB, you be fanning the flames of these people.
I love it.
It's great. I love it. I was like, I'm trying to get that, and I did. I have a whole stream, so I'm gonna end on a high note. Let's go down the line here. Is Proper muted? This son of a bitch.
Man, he hasn't talked in like an hour, bruh. You ain't
He
know
probably fell asleep again.
God damn it. You know,
That's
All right.
okay.
he'll wake up when we get when,
You
when
can
it's time
catch
to-
all of his content at Stig Kenobi's channel.
It'll be this week in Norway. Oh my God. Let's go to the Purple Man, the latest person, which is shocking because normally PB takes that, but he's been on time. So
Hey man,
Sure.
I didn't expect there to be a stream tonight. Just saying, but you know, it is what it is. But yeah, you're superb. Got a couple videos coming. I'm not gonna say what they are, but they're coming. But you know, stay tuned for that. Yeah, man. Make sure y'all watch Lonely with Friends tonight at 9 p.m. I almost said a.m.
that was the greatest plug ever. And of course, the man of controversy himself, Mr. LB. Go ahead and tell them about what I'm sure is going to be a great show tomorrow. I'm definitely gonna. I'm off. I'm gonna tune in for that because I can't wait.
What's up, people? Glad to have y'all here, and nice to see you stick around. Hopefully, the last 90 minutes of the stream didn't upset anybody. But yeah, I'm dropping. Well, not dropping. I got my China the Lonely Banter. I talk about everything, man, like foolishness in the news, Star Wars, MCU. I also do a weekly stream Thursday night, 9 p.m. Lonely with Friends, and tonight's episode will be interesting. I'm going to talk about rewatching The Last Jedi, The Force Awakens. I'm going to talk about this pettiness that happened tonight on this stream, and I'm also inviting anybody that likes to send DMs to other people instead of sending them to me, or talk about me in other streams instead of talking to me directly, to jump onto my live stream and talk to me about what their issues are with a lonely man.
I don't think they will.
I don't think they will show up.
No.
But if they do, I hope you show up. Thank you, General Zod, for having me on again, and I appreciate it.
Oh, no problem. We love having you on. Love having you on here in the fandom zone. And of course, the co-host, mi amigo, and the person who weathers the bullshit with me, apparently, Mr. Pop Culture PB.
I mean, you call it bullshit. I call it hilarity. 'Cause it was making me laugh. It wasn't making me upset at all. Bullshit usually makes me a little upset. But yeah, you can find me at Pop Culture PB on YouTube and on Twitter. I got a video coming out because it was taking forever to upload earlier, so it should be out in the next couple hours. So I got all the other stuff taken care of it with the tags and shit already. Comparing Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker to Black Widow, and which woman gets you more excited or gets
Ooh, I
you
know
more
that.
hyped?
Holdo.
They young.
Gotta love you some of that Laura Dern. But yeah, other than that, it's a bunch of hilarious bullshit, apparently, because it'll get you upset if you come to my channel, or you'll laugh. One of the two.
It was great. Oh, and tonight, hopefully, I will be finishing the final episode of Gravity Falls Season 2, and I will be posting that review. And then, because I love this fucking show so much, I'm going to do a complete series overview and give my whole rating for the series as a whole. I'm not going to give away spoilers, but it's going to be praising the show, in case you didn't watch my first video. I'm also going to be doing a spoiler review for Knives Out because I watched it a second time and I feel like now I've got to go in depth with it. So I'm going to do a spoiler review for Knives Out. And then, yeah, so I'm going to drop that. Oh, dear God.
What happened? You have an echo,
Yeah,
Perp.
That's
Even
me.
if it just
Weird.
so
Okay,
yeah,
continue,
anyways,
Zod.
I'm going to be doing that. And this not this Saturday, but next Saturday. Speaking of geeks and gamers and everyone, I'm gonna have Josiah Rises on here. So uh, we're gonna be doing a one-on-one fandom talks. So super excited about that, and it should be it should be great. It's gonna be at a special time. It's gonna be on Sunday because that's when both of our schedules are free. And yeah, we're gonna talk about his channel, some issues and things like that. I'm really looking forward to doing this. I got my notepad and I'm writing down some questions. So I'm gonna
Finally.
yeah, I'm gonna Walter Cronkite this, man. I'm gonna get in depth and throw on the glasses.
And that's the way the cookie crumbles.
Well, if you do Walter Cronkite or whatever, that means that you have to keep your opinion out of it.
I know it's gonna be tough, LB. I never said it'll be easy, but I'm gonna try. But yeah, so that's pretty much what we got going on here. And if you hated this stream tonight, I'll see you tomorrow, same time, 12 p.m. don't be late. I won't be a minute late.
12 a.m. 12 p.m. is fucking noon.
Come on, man, it's 3. I'm allowed 1. Anyways, thank you, beautiful people, for watching. Thank you to the 9 people who hung in there. And as always, remember the only rule here in the fandom zone. Kneel.
Watch more anime.
Oh, you son of a bitch.